Hello, everybody. Welcome to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Fine Saturday morning here in the States. Used to watch cartoons, now we play D&D and watch nerds play D&D online. I'm Torment by Gnomes. It's a fine morning. Joining me, as usual, Krozan, Darius, Umbarto, and Robert. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good. Ready to smash.
Excellent. Right. When we last left our heroes in the city of Baldur's Gate, been on the tail of Amric Vanthampur family. You've linked to the Cult of the Dead 3. Vanthampurs have been funding them, paying them to commit murder sprees in the city, and ostensibly with the goal of discrediting the Flaming Fist. To what end, it is unknown. Your attempts to locate him so far have been for naught. He seems to have been avoiding his normal haunt, the Low Lantern. However, last night, two members of the party went off on their own adventures, and they came back with things to report. Most of the party is currently located up here, the High Hall, underneath it in the basement in Darius's humble secret base. But Barto spent the night at the Elf Song Tavern, protecting a mysterious stranger who he'd just met who might have vital information for their quest. He dispatched a messenger late at night to the High Hall, asking them to meet at the Shrine of Suffering at dawn. Umbarto, you have enough time to take a short rest. You can fend off fatigue for now, but you do not get to recharge your hit points or your hit die. Any hit points you've lost, you can spend hit dice to recover them, but that's about it. The rest of the party can wake up just, if you so choose, you can wake up just a little bit before dawn and head to the Shrine of Suffering. Would you like to do so?
I'm not happy about it, but yes.
I'm gonna spend a. Actually, can I get free heals from the Shrine of the Suffering?
Yeah, once a day you guys can get free heals.
Cool. I won't spend anything then.
Umbarto, would you like, first off, welcome to Disadvantaged Town Population U.
Already done. We're starting off with a bang today.
Yeah.
And second, would you like to head to the Shrine of Suffering?
I would, and I will take my friend, whose name I don't remember now, because it's been all of like a week, and I have the memory of a. Wait, what are we talking about?
All right. So I've adjusted the random encounter system, or rather, I went back to my original random encounter system, which is you don't have a chance of a random encounter every time you cross neighborhoods. You have a chance of random encounter every 30 minutes. So it takes you 10 minutes to cross into Heapside and to meet at the Shrine of Suffering. There, the proprietor of the shrine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, while we're traveling, my friend and I'm gonna work on getting her a little better disguised.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I recall, she just had like a cloak over her armor.
Correct.
And given that she's wanted, I don't really want her to be found. So if she's okay with it, I'm gonna recommend she travels either without her armor or with a better disguise.
She does not want to travel without her armor.
Okay. Is there anything I can do? Can I give her my vestments? Will they fit her?
It'd be ill-fitting, but she could wear them.
Okay.
She's very young.
Well,
She's still a teenager.
I mean, I'm bigger than her, so maybe it'll work because it's over her armor. So maybe it'll fit like well enough. The point is, I'm gonna help her disguise herself so she's not she doesn't stick out.
All right, sounds good. It takes you 10 minutes to make that crossing. For the rest of the party, what would you like to do?
So we have the note. We got a boogie.
What path would you like to take to get there?
I think because it's early, there shouldn't be anyone in the wide. If we just leave the temples, go through the wide, and exit the heap gate, that should get us pretty directly to where we want to go without having too much to interact with.
Okay, sounds good.
I think he just said.
Go ahead and move you lot. It does take you 30 minutes to make the trip, so I'm going to check for random encounters in the lower city. Nothing. You're good.
Right.
The party unites at the Shrine of Suffering. Umbarto is there, looking a little tired. Like he could use a cup of coffee. And accompanying him is a stranger me see if I have her description readily. No, I didn't copy it. All right, give me 1 sec. Right. It's a teenager with brown skin, red hair, and a haunting gaze. As you draw closer, you notice she is wearing underneath this disheveled disguise and hidden amongst the homeless and the suffering of the Shrine of Suffering. She's wearing the armor and gear of one of the Hell Riders of Elturel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Surprise meter reads 0.
Krozan walks in. And he's about to make a crack about the chosen one finding a chosen one, and just promptly shuts up after realizing
who she is. Yeah.
And DM, you said that she looks like a teenager?
Yes.
Yeah, she's very young. And
I look from Umbarto to the girl. I give him a really kind of disapproving scowl and say, "Okay, there must be a story to go along with this. What's going on, Umbarto?"
Number 1, Krozan, I slept on the couch. Number 2, bit of a long story, but the short of it is, what was her name? I don't remember her.
Her name is Rhea Mantlemorn.
Rhea, that's right.
I usually have that problem when I meet new people, Umbarto. Don't worry about it.
Screw you. So I found Rhea while I was searching for information about Thavius Krieg, the High Overseer of Elturel. When I was sent here from Elturel, I was told I would meet him here in the city. That was before the Duke left for his mission to Elturel, and before Elturel got destroyed. So since I've been here, I've been expecting to meet him, and obviously we haven't yet. So I went to talk to some of the refugees in Stony Eyes, and I tried to find more information about Krieg and if anyone had seen him or knew anything about where I might find him or the Hell Riders. While I was there, I learned that, by the way, before we have this discussion, we're going behind a closed door. We're getting somewhere where we can't be overheard.
You guys descend into the mausoleum where you killed the carrion crawler and its brood earlier.
Yeah.
Is it still sticky down there?
It's not as sticky. Brother Hodges and his children have been slowly mopping it up.
So I'm going to, so I traveled to Stony Eyes, I talked with some of the refugees, and I found out that they had smuggled a young Hell Rider who was also looking for Thavius Krieg into the city. After that, I went searching for my own, a little bit of information about my own past, and got a little bit of personal stuff that you guys have no business knowing. But as part of that, I also learned that someone matching her description had been seen at the Low Lantern, stalking stalking Eric Vanthampur. So I went there to try to intercept her and prevent her from making a move before we were ready, because I wanted to join forces before so that she wouldn't get killed or anything. While I was there, some drow started to fight, and it was the 2 drow in the back corner last time we were there who looked like they might be interested in working for us earlier, so I thought I would try to help defend them, and I get my ass slapped with a sleep dart, and they got killed, so yay.
Wait,
Chose
wait a minute. You kind of glossed over that. Who was killed?
So 3 drow assassins showed up to kill 2 drow who were already at the Low Lantern.
Okay.
I confronted the 3. One of the drow got slept by the 2 over here, but then I burning hands all 3 of them, and then they slept me with a sleep dart, and I woke up in the brig on the boat and had to pay my way out.
Do you know what happened to the other drow in
They
the
died.
altercation?
They died.
All of them, or just the 3 that you were going after?
The 2 that the 3 were going after, the targets of the assassination, and they were sent by or they invoked the name of Lilith, I believe.
And you were
Um,
trying to help the two, or you were trying to
I was trying
help
to
the
help the
three?
two because the three who
Okay.
showed up were clearly into some dark shit.
All right.
Like they were spouting names of evil gods and stuff like that. Robert, anything from you on that? Just you've been quiet. I want to make sure I haven't missed anything.
No, I'm following, listening. Robert's just taking it in.
Cool.
And judging.
And judging, yes, of course. So then, when I woke up, I left the little lantern and saw our friend here, Rhea, very badly disguised and very obviously casing the joint, getting ready to go in. And I intercepted her, invoked the name of Krieg, and brought her to the elf song where I had already got a room because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it back into the upper city overnight. So I heard her story. She also has been looking for Krieg, and she saw Krieg alive with soldiers of the Vanthampur family
Here in Baldur's Gate?
here in Baldur's Gate. Or she's following reports of that. I don't remember. What was that, Gnomes? Was it?
I don't recall. I don't recall if she has an eyewitness of that. So let's say she's investigating a report for the time being, but we can always consult the VOD and be wrong.
Right. So we're investigating that. It is my belief that Krieg has been captured by the Vanthampur. Out of character, he's probably working with them and actually evil, but Umbarto would never believe that his mentor has turned against the light. In character, Umbarto firmly believes that he's been captured by the Vanthampur. When I was in the Low Lantern, I did not see him, and it was past his time when he normally shows up. And in fact, everyone there was a little unsettled by this, that he had not shown up yet.
Okay, so you're saying that the brother didn't show up to the Low Lantern when he was supposed to.
Was it Emmerich or
yes,
Emmerich
Vanthampur. He normally sort of holds court down there as a moneylender. I think that's 2 nights he hasn't showed up so far, but I'm not sure.
2 nights?
It's at least 1 night that he hasn't showed up.
And when I talked to them, they were all kind of like, this isn't normal. He's normally here. So they were a little uneasy. I don't know if he's on to us being on to him, or if something else happened, or what. But
he's probably just being safe. If his brother was killed, likely
true.
by his own hand, and then his operation that he's been funding has been getting pushed further and further to the outer city, and then I'm sure that he heard reports, much like the rest of the city, that the Southfoot burned to the ground practically. I'm sure he's on edge.
Okay. So that's my story. What have y'all been up to?
Now, quick question. Is it very, I know you said that she wasn't very well disguised, but does she have, like, not that I would know anything about Hellrider
really?
armor, but
Does she have?
No. Is she festooned with, like, emblems that, like, show that she's from Elturel?
Yes, she has a tabard it's in the colors white and red, and it has the symbol of, like, it's called the City of Two Suns, so it's got, like, the sun and then a smaller star for the companion. Like, she's wearing pretty obvious, or at least she has pretty obvious gear.
Yeah,
and she was just covering it with a cloak.
Aside from the tabard, does the armor itself have, like, filigree or anything that denotes it of being an Elturel make?
Right, as a Hellrider?
She could remove that stuff if necessary. It's mostly, like, the armor is utilitarian. It's the tabard she wears over it that clearly identifies her as a Hellrider.
Yeah, we need to get that tabard, like, off ASAP.
Yeah, doesn't the general populace of Baldur's Gate not agree with the thoughts and feelings of Elturel?
The Flaming Fist believes that they're here to cause trouble and they're rabble rousers, and is arresting them on sight.
Well, especially because their whole city just disappeared without a trace, and so I'm sure they would like to even not just to take them for their rabble rousing, but also questioning them. This is actually incredibly important to me because wasn't your high priest Umbarto, wasn't he in Elturel supposedly when this whole thing happened?
Supposedly, yes. And wasn't he supposed to meet with your father?
And that's exactly what I mean. If really Krieg is alive, that means my father could possibly be alive. That means anyone connected to that city could be there.
We need to get to the bottom of this, for sure.
Absolutely. This could change everything for Baldur's Gate and Elturel.
Jinkies, gang.
At this point, I'm going to put Darius back to being pretty boy again. Not a
Ooh.
whole.
Wish you could do that with yourself.
Oh.
Hey. I know it
Okay,
doesn't get much better than this. I can use a
let's not-
comb.
Let's not say anything we can't take back, okay?
I'm gonna say, Umbarto, you're the what is it? The glass house, calling the kettle black, all that stuff.
But
Make
he
like a tree and
who
get
is
the fuck
without
outta here.
sin, not
That
live in
reminds
glass
me,
houses.
in exchange for this information, not that I would ever dare withhold it, but as a personal favor to me, Darius, I would love it if you could help me run down some more information about the one-way in.
The
It's-
one-way in.
It is clearly a guild hubbub, a guild hotspot, and I tried to, fart
A
twice
hullabaloo,
under
if
my
you will.
arms and, pull one ear and then rub my nose to get in the door and use all the code, but I am not well versed. And there's some information personally to me that would mean a lot if you could share that with me.
And that's the one-way in. Okay, I
Mhm.
will do what I can to find out about that.
So your problem is you should have farted 3 times.
Oh, God damn it. Well, live and learn.
Mate, can I make a check about the one-way in? Would that be
Yes.
something that Darius would have knowledge of, possibly?
You may make a history check.
Yeah, that's a negative ghostwriter.
You have never heard of it.
But I can contact people that I know and see what I can find out about
That's
it.
what I figured you would do.
What's where
so-
is this one-way in? Just so that way
It's
I kind of
marked
have
on
an
the
idea
map.
who to
It's
talk to.
in Eastway. It's
Remember, Kevin,
just...
you can use your pointer to indicate.
Oh yeah,
it.
I can.
So
I
I don't
see it.
I don't want to
Okay.
dogpile, but being used to being part of the guard, is this something that Krozan could have known?
Yes, and I don't consider this dogpiling because you have different sets of knowledge and different skills. Like
Okay.
your knowledge is
It's
from
not-
his
knowledge
knowledge is from
religion,
the
knowledge
underworld.
religion, knowledge
Right,
religion.
but I consider you to have different backgrounds, so I would allow
Okay.
you to make a roll.
History as well?
History as well.
Also, very gentlemanly of you to
You don't know
Nope,
shit.
didn't help.
be conscientious about it. Wow.
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 Robert,
Yeah, no, I mean, go ahead.
Robert,
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
yeah, Robert grew up in Heapside. He worked with the poor, so he might know something about it.
Yes. This is closer to Eastway, but you got a 20, so we can talk. All right. So the one-way in is so called because the proprietor goes by the name of Lucky. Been here for years. If you just walk through the street without really paying attention, it could look like a boarded up, shut down inn or a hostel or something. But to those in the know, Lucky, again, the proprietor of the place, takes care of orphans. Any orphans and street kids are welcome to live in this sort of shut down. It's a dry, warm place, get some food, takes care of them. The reason it's called the one-way in is because only children are welcome. Adults, all the children say that if a grown-up goes in there, they don't come out.
Okay.
I mean, spooky, but nice.
It really was. Yeah.
Also, Robert, roll a religion check.
I mean, maybe they just don't come out because it's a lot of fun and they just don't want to leave,
Dude, Nick is doing all our rolls the rest of the day. Like,
Or he's burning through all of his luck right now.
good point.
So I'm not
Knowledge is power.
I'm not giving Nick any information about the criminal aspects because you wouldn't know as much. But I will say that Lucky is a half-elf. She used to be a priestess of Timora, the goddess of fortune.
Ooh. It's very on brand.
Used to be? You said used to be?
Used to be. She used to be an acolyte in the ladies' hall in the upper city. She left that life behind.
Sorry. Former acolyte of what?
Timora, the goddess of luck. She was
Nice.
based out of the ladies' hall, which, where the hell? Here it is. Ladies' hall. It's way over here.
Yeah.
So she was never a very high-ranking priest, but because of that, she offers not only sleep, warm food, and also a modicum of magical healing to the street kids. And nobody really messes with her or with her kids.
Understandable.
I tried to offer them food and money, and they were kind of like, "We're good." Like,
Oh,
I mean,
Now, mate, I
I mean,
know that
they
I already
took it, but no.
I know that I already rolled and didn't know much about the one way in, but in Eastway, would Darius or even Cravain technically be aware of a crew in that area that is mainly urchins and things that run around and kind of safeguard that area of Eastway?
Let me check on Eastway. 1 sec.
Good connection.
I might not know that they were connected to the one way in, but I might know
Right,
that
but
there's a
piecing it together with Robert's information and mine,
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So you do know that there's a kingpin in the area who used to be a priest of Timora.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call him the clergyman. He still wears all the robes of the goddess of luck, but now he's a master thief, worth 3 times as much as he was while he was a member of the cloth. You're not aware of a crew that would be directly in.
Kingpin named what?
The clergyman.
The clergyman. And he was also a priest of Timora.
Correct.
Higher ranking, yeah, obviously.
Wait, I'm calling her and act like him a priest, yeah.
Yep.
That's accurate. That is accurate.
Who is now
I
a
mean-
master thief.
That's kind of crazy because you'd be able to, tax free, all that fun stuff.
And he runs a crew in that area, you said.
No, he's a guild kingpin.
A
in the
guild
area.
kingpin.
Yeah, not a crew.
Like
guild.
for the guild. Like he's one of the
For the
kingpin of
guild.
the guild.
Correct.
Okay.
He's the local gang boss in the area. Also, I don't know if you picked up on this earlier, but Umbarto said he tried to mimic Thieves' Cant to the people at the one way in, but couldn't pull it off because he doesn't actually know Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
Which is why I contacted you about it in the first place, because I figure you probably know more of it than I do.
So Darius is like, wait, so did you tell them that you were gonna, make sure that? And he goes on to this explanation about and Umberto's like, no, I actually said this. Like, oh, no, never bring up cheese when you're talking about clocks. Like, you can't do that. That's a no. That's a giveaway, man. Oh, no.
Never bring up cheese when you're talking about clocks.
That's a quote.
Put that on my headstone, please.
Yep. All right. So, is there anything Rhea would tell the party? I would vouch for the party to her.
Right.
So
it seems like you have some pull with this person then.
So my position in Elturel, I was the scion of Fabius Krieg, and he was the overseer of the entire city.
He was
okay.
The theocrat, basically, the religious ruler of Elturgard.
Right. So, her as a member of the Hellriders, she has a lot of reverence for Krieg, and knows that I was connected to him, and so she pretty much is listening and willing to talk to me, pretty much right from the get-go.
Different branch of government, but you still were pretty high ranking.
Yeah, and I didn't have an official rank or anything. I just had clout.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
I'm
but
the
your
chosen
boss
one,
had a rank.
so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my daddy, my adopted daddy had a big old rank. So
all of our adopted daddies were good people, it sounds like.
My daddy's
dead. Out of character, I don't know. But in character, of course. No, my daddy was a
by the way, I just checked.
Amazing.
I checked my notes, and I can confirm she has not seen, but she's following reports that Krieg was seen in the company of 4 guards employed by the Vanthampurs family.
That jives with my memory. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So we need to follow the crumbs. One way in?
Yeah.
Is that the way that we want to do this?
No, one way in is personal to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his side quest.
More about my own history, and I'm certainly interested, but I think there are more pressing concerns. And I would be touched if you guys want to help me, but I don't think that's what's most important right now. I think finding Vanthampurs and murderarizing him is probably more important.
I want to have a brief aside with our actual compatriots. I'd like, it's Rini, right?
Rhea is her name.
Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea.
I'd like to have Rhea just kind of, linger about, but kind of step aside for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically want to have a, a not a heart to heart, but a look, Umberto, I know that you just met this person. They're very important to your background, your city. How much do you think we can actually trust them?
She's a Hellrider. She's sworn to protect Elturgard and to uphold the values of the companion. she is about as morally solid as they come, and better than anything you'll find in this city.
And you got a promise from her. You got some kind of oath or
I
something
could
to
get one.
connect
I
that.
have not yet, but I could get one.
Okay, I think
You
before we
know,
bring her into the fold, we need to make sure that we
I think we could
put
keep her
that
down
in
here
bed.
if we're worried about her, and have her. No, actually, I'd like her to be safe. Like I'm very worried. Like she is potentially the last of my culture and of my, everything I grew up with.
Well, and quick
Um,
question: was she away from the city at the time that it disappeared? Why was she spared when the rest of Elturel
she was
disappeared?
out training, wasn't she? And
Correct.
she
She
saw it
was
happen.
she was on a small minor mission in the forest.
And she
She
saw
was
it happen.
alone.
She was not alone. She had some others with her. She's been separated from them because she accompanied refugees on the way to Baldur's Gate. They split up. She was the only Hell Rider in her group. She just had some basic guards with her.
But
Right,
from what
right.
we've heard, there are other Hell Riders that have come to Baldur's Gates that are kind of like not refugees, but they have been seeing people who were refugees from around Elturel, or they're causing some kind of trouble. Correct?
Well, that's what the Flaming Fist is. I'm sure the Hell Riders would do nothing but try to uphold honor and respect and protect.
Right, but she
Uh,
would have, if she knew that, she would have tried and seek them out. And
but she's young and inexperienced in the Hell Riders, so she's not a high-ranking member by any means. So she may not know where to find them or how to find them. And
so,
she does know that Krieg was seen, and he is technically her boss, her biggest boss. So she is trying to make contact with her boss.
okay.
She's making an effort to go find someone to report to.
Umberto,
Because the
you're
rest
able
of
to
her
detect
structure
magic,
is destroyed.
can't you?
Hmm?
You're able to detect magic, can't you?
I can, I believe.
Your spell slots are refreshed because you took a short rest, Umbarto. Did anyone else take
I-
themselves a long rest, by the way?
Yes, I refreshed all
I
my
did.
things.
Oh, no, I need to do that.
I
That thing you
don't
just
have it
said.
on my list of spells, but I'm sure that's just because I'm a massive nub.
Now, remember, as a warlock, you get to pick spells that you know per level. So if it's not on your spell list, you don't know that.
And it's not like a normal ability or anything, right? It's just
Correct.
it's an actual spell. Then I cannot do it.
Robert, are you able to detect magic?
I believe with enough planning, but I did not prepare that.
Robert,
Oh no,
you
I do
have
it prepared.
if you have it prepared, that's great. But also, you have the wow, detect magic isn't even on the warlock list. But you have ritual casting. You can take 10 minutes to perform a ritual to cast it without
True.
burning a spell slot.
Oh, wow! I thought that was just wizards.
Oh,
You can do
wow.
that as a cleric as well.
Well, I believe so. Is ritual casting on your Bajuka
Yeah.
Laka? Yeah.
Yep.
Then you're good.
I would like, not that I don't trust what's going on here, but it just seems a little out of place that you just so happen the time that you go out alone, you find a Hell Rider that says that they're naive and is looking for help and wants to get close to you, and it's just really convenient. And I think that something like a dispel, or not a dispel, a sensing magic to see if there's any kind of disguise or any kind of enchantment at play, maybe
Joe, is there anything I would have
pertinent.
from Elturel, like a secret code word or a like a secret prayer or something from Elturel that I could use to verify who she is?
Yeah, it's not so much secret as it is like, you go to Catholic church and you start reciting the creed, and not only do you know if they're Catholic, but you also know like when the last time they went to masses, because are they saying it before or after they made the changes. So
Right.
there's some doctrinal stuff you could use to just to see if she's up on the up.
Yeah, and since I was so close to Krieg, I know the latest stuff.
Mhm.
So
Well,
yeah,
and again, I'm not really worried about. I'm not saying that she isn't maybe who she says she is. The thing is, if someone was going to disguise themselves as a Hell Rider, obviously she has the raiments for it. She's got the armor. She has the tabard. She says the right things. I'm just a little worried that maybe she may not be in charge of her own faculties, or someone is disguising themselves. Not that they wouldn't know what to say or have the right things, but this could be an entity that we're not prepared to deal with if we're not careful.
so you're not thinking that she's false as a person. You're thinking that she's an enchantment or under an enchantment.
Here's the thing. We went to a manor full of demons that tried to kill us with chains. There are things in this world that we are not prepared for, and I'm just saying, you just so happen to find somebody that just so happens to be very important. It just seems a little suspect, is all I'm saying.
We don't want another Vanderkrais mansion, please.
As long as you don't, suspect her honor. The Hellguard are the highest of the high, the most moral of the moral, and
My only thought,
I would be deeply offended if you ever suspected her of being anything other than a moral bastion in this dark and cruel world.
all I'm asking is that if Robert is able to and willing, I would like for him to just make sure there's nothing that we're not understanding about this person. That way,
Absolutely. If there's
Brief-
any taint on her, I'm sure it's from Baldur's Gate, not Elturel. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Krozan just sniggers horribly about this whole thing. And just
Besides-
under his breath, Tiefling hater.
Oh!
Darius is not even a paladin. He's like, oh, the will to smite. I'm suppressing the will to smite.
All right, so Robert, do you perform the ritual?
Yes. Yeah. That seems
I will explain to her that my friends are they don't believe in the providence that brought us together, or the goodwill of the companion.
I'm gonna cut
and
Umbarto
so-
off and just say, no, we straight up are just making sure that you're not gonna, you don't have anything fishy going on. Don't worry. This is what we do. We vet all of our allies and employees this way. Don't worry about it.
We are an equal
Employees.
opportunity employer.
It's basically a drug test. We're doing
I
a
was gonna-
magical drug test.
Mandatory
checking
spell
for,
tests.
infernal taint, and then just to detect magic, just standard pre-employment stuff where you fill it out with your I-95, and you're good.
We need to see if you've done the devil's lettuce recently.
Have you partaken of the jazz cabbage? All right, so Robert takes 10 minutes. It's been 20 minutes since dawn. He casts the ritual. No magic is detected upon her.
Okay,
At
well,
all?
that makes me feel
At all.
quite better.
even on her armor or weapons.
Her weapons and armor are unenchanted.
She's
she's
a
pretty
young
low
Hell
ranking.
Rider. Yeah, she's not like a more experienced and fully initiated one would probably have cooler shit. Basically.
Hey,
So-
quick question, just to see how it works in this version, Gnomes. When Robert casts Detect Magic, when he looks over someone like Umbarto, does he sense like a magical aura from Umbarto's ability to naturally cast magic, or is that not a thing in this world?
I don't believe that's a thing in this world. And I'm sort of going,
Okay.
since this is the Forgotten Realms. Hold on. You
I
can
just-
use
I
your
just know
action
when-
to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic.
Because I know that
Okay.
sorcerers give off usually an aura when you look at them with Dispel or with Detect Magic because they have magic in their blood. But like wizards usually won't because they use their spell book and stuff.
Right. Yeah, she does not have inherent magic.
But does Umbarto because of his pact, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we
cool.
knew that. I literally shoot laser beams
Oh, no,
all the time.
I'm just making sure that it works that way. That way, in the future, if we ever see someone with a magical aura, we know that, oh, that person's probably a spell. I'm just making sure I know the rules of the world. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I guess welcome to the club. We're happy to have you.
Here's the secret handshake.
Out of character, Umbarto is extremely protective of her, and will be like he
You
probably
don't
won't.
say.
He probably won't be bringing her into very many fights. Like to him, it's like I found a relic of my city.
Well, the
And
closer
I
she
need
is
to
to
protect her.
danger, the further she is from harm. Okay.
So here's the thing.
Okay, Mary Doc Brandybuck.
I know this is out of character, but kind of like looking at Umbarto being a little bit more defensive of her. I kind of look between Umbarto and Remy and just see this little thin,
it's
frail warlock. Sorry, Rhea. Nah.
See,
Look,
like
I'm gonna
this-
get her name
this
wrong the whole time.
armored
Yeah,
young
this-
warrior and this spindly chosen one looking ass.
There's ulterior motives here.
She
Meat shield. She could
So-
probably tank. She could
I'd
probably
like to hear from
deal
her,
out
not
some
just from
pain.
Umbarto, but I'd like to
Mhm.
hear from her what her goals are and what she's looking to
Sure.
accomplish.
She
Sure, I'll
just
let her talk.
wants answers about what happened to Elturel. She wants to find Thavius Krieg, talk to him, find out what he knows, discover the fate of the city, discover if there's any hope for the city, or at least get some answers. She wants to get into the Vanthampurs villa, but she doesn't have access to the upper city. One, because she's not a patriarch, and two, because the Flaming Fist will try to arrest her if they see her. She already got in a fight with the Flaming Fist once. That's where she got the cloak.
Okay.
Hey, Quick question, Krozan, do you still have any of your because I'm sure the Flaming Fist, do they have tabards or standards or something that they wear? Would Krozan still have access to his old uniform?
Good question.
If it's not on your inventory, then at the moment, no, you would.
It's not on my inventory.
We could get one from Vaz. Or not from
I'm
Vaz,
thinking
from
we could.
Zond.
What I'm wondering is if we could replace her raiments that show that she is a Hell Rider for something a little more Flaming Fist, and she's like one of our deputies. We've been deputized, and we like deputize her, kind of a thing, you know.
She's a deputy to the deputy.
Yeah, just I mean, you know, I figure if she's the strong silent type that doesn't have to say much, we can do the talking, and all she has to do is just go along with it, and we can get her places that normally she wouldn't be able to.
I like that. I like that.
So
And I also
Krozan.
think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Krozan.
Oh no, Krozan definitely abdicated his role a while ago, so he doesn't have access to his old stuff.
Anything from you,
I feel
Robert?
like it shouldn't be difficult.
Any ideas?
No, I think I'm good.
I mean, for starters, simply by hiding her tabard and making her, just wear plain civilian clothes, it shouldn't be that hard to disguise her.
Is she willing to do that, or
she's not happy about it? It's not the Hell Rider way, but she gets it.
I mean, are we forcing her to take her armor off, or because her armor doesn't look like Hell Rider armor? It just looks
she can
like
still wear her armor. Definitely still wear her armor. It would take like a real weapons expert to recognize this is Elturel craftsmanship. Doesn't have like made in Elturel on the on the little tag in the back.
Is the red hair at all significant to the Elturel people?
No.
Elturelians?
I believe it's Elturelians.
Okay. Elturelians except all
the
types. Except tieflings.
Then if the rest of the party is down, Darius is going to just offer his hand and say, okay, well, it seems like at this time our goals are aligned, and we would be happy to assist you as long as by providing you a way to see through your goals, you can assist us with ours as well. We also seek to find out what happened to Elturel, and to use that information to help save Baldur's Gate. So if you agree with that, welcome aboard.
We'll go along with it. She doesn't seem to care much for Baldur's Gate.
I will support her in that and say, I get you. Like, I'm here for Krieg, mostly. And to be the chosen one, but
I do want her to whether I'm going to approach Umbarto about it, and he can either approach her privately and just give us the okay, or she can say it to us. But I would like to get some kind of a confirmation from her, not just that she's going along with it, that she is on her honor as a Hell Rider of Elturel. She is allied with us, and she will not seek to betray us for her ends. That we are partners in this, and we're working together.
She would never betray you unless you betrayed the light.
And I will say,
your aims are noble, she's with you.
What does that mean? Let's get a confirmation about what betraying the light is.
Okay, monkey paw.
Basically, if you have to do sneaky stuff, that's fine. If you have to commit acts of violence, that's fine. But if you start slaughtering civilians or, arming the innocent, we're going to have words.
Okay, but like you mean me personally, like if I unleash a, golem that goes on a crazy spree of destroying people and I'm trying to stop it, that's not against the light, right?
That's a very specific example.
That is very specific.
I'm just using it as a possibility. Don't worry about,
I'll explain to her that like in this city we've had to make some hard choices. And there's been moral gray areas, but we are always striving to, to serve the light.
We have great intentions. Really great intentions.
I mean, you are sitting in the shrine of Ilmater. You've been taken in by Ilmater, and that's half of the party is fairly devout, and the whole party seems to have good aims. So she's actually fairly, The
whole party is fairly devout. We all gave a.
Well, two of you are wearing the uniform for the club. The other two of you are also. So like she's actually. As much as she puts on this, like, hey, I'm a servant of justice and I'm not going to do anything sketchy, she actually seems to be taking to you guys pretty well.
Okay, good.
I'll explain that Darius is asking for a promise because the city's so rough, so she can make like an official, oath to help us out. Just because of how shitty this city is, like that will help Darius.
I'm gonna kick Umbarto.
Krozan, were you trying to say something?
I want to put up my arm around her and just lean in closely. How do you feel about yeeting?
What is this a dwarven term? I'm not familiar.
You know, he didn't get to play, you know, ball with his mother or father when he was young, and he takes every opportunity he can to you know,
play with his balls.
to pass the pigskin around, as it were.
Oh no, literal pigskin, like human skin. Really, I'm
Umbarto,
not.
you are on thin ice, mister. You are on thin ice.
All right, she promises that as long as your goals are aligned, well, she promises she would never betray you. But, you know, she has to fight for what is right and good in the world, but she would never backstab an ally.
Darius leans into Krozan and says, if Umbarto makes one more crack about Baldur's Gate's sanctity, throw him into the damn river.
On it.
Umbarto, the drenched nerd of the Kionthar.
And so at that, I would like to hold, much like Umbarto did with us, I want to have a little mini war council just explaining what I was up to in the evening, the allies we've made, and some of the things that we have to do. I'd like to roleplay it, but I don't want to use up too much more of our time since it's already been almost 40 minutes.
I mean, I'm having fun. So.
Oh no, I'm having a great time. I just want to kind of move us along. That's all. So effectively, Darius spent a lot of his time going down to Sea Tower. Specifically, he went to the Sea Tower of Baldur, and there was a couple of quests that I was following up on, some jobs that we had, some side things going on. Basically, you know how we had the captain in the Sea Tower? I basically made a deal with him. He is now an ally of ours. There was a quest that there was required information to get from him. I was able to secure that information, and I was able to secure an alliance with him. We need to make friends. We need allies in this city. It's a large city, and much like Umbarto has said, despite the fact that Baldur's Gate is a beautiful place, there is a lot going on, and it needs help. And we are going to have to make allies with some unsavory characters if we're going to be doing what we can to save the city. So I had effectively promised the captain that in time, not soon, that in time we would find him a replacement for the ship that we burnt down, as you recall, very early on in our interaction.
Wait.
However,
Are you talking about the captain who we put in the shrimpy hole?
Yeah, Captain Shrimp Toes. Yes, exactly.
How does Tarina feel about that?
So here's the thing: she doesn't know, and she's not going to know. So keep that shit on the down low.
Well, hold on.
If
someone put me in the shrimp hole.
Let me explain first, and then questions at the end, please. So we got the information that we needed for the other quest. I'm going to get us paid for that, so that's cash money. We also, he also has a treasure quest that we can go on. If we are able to charter a boat, we have an option to being able to go to an island not too far from here. It'd be about 3 days travel. There is an island that is covered in undead, but there is an abbey there where there is a treasure that was hidden from the pirate captain. This was one of the caches that he had previously when it was stolen from Tarina. There is a lot of gold buried there, and if we would be able to gather a crew, we'd be able to sail out there and get quite a lot of money. It would be dangerous, but we could do it. Likewise, he is going to be a retainer of ours. He will assist Josso in helping us around the city. He's going to be, as we are able to get him eventually a boat, but he's going to be able to drum up some support for us and start being. Josso kind of is a bit of a sneaky, charismatic fellow. Captain Shrimp Toes, or Deadeye rather, is going to be our muscle. He'll be able to gather us a collection of thugs that would be able to help us if we have a mission that requires a little more elbow grease rather than intelligence. So again, it was kind of a thing. I had to make the decision then and there. I didn't get a chance to speak with you all about it, but I figured since it was for the good of the group, and if anything, you know, we can always just shutter him out of Baldur's Gate if it comes to it. I figured you would all likely be okay with it, considering we just dumped him in the Sea Tower to rot anyway.
Dude is gonna backstab us.
I'm quite impressed that you were able to change his mind.
That guy is gonna kill us before the end.
Money in prison can do a lot of things.
Money
and he got out of prison and is getting and he's getting money. It's better to be, you know, the enemy of your enemy is your friends and all that. And we were able to come to an agreement. So this is not only going to help us get additional funds either down the line or even immediately, but it gives us some hired help. Again, it's one of those bygones be bygones things. Now, I would trust the word of your Hell Rider more so than I would trust a pirate rapscallion. However, I was able to secure some promises in order to. I'm going to be paying, much like with Josso, I'm going to be paying for him to live in Baldur's Gate, basically on our dime, very, very poorly. But he's going to be out in the world being able to start assisting us with our ends. So,
Did you find out how many toes are now shrimps?
I believe he lost 1d2 toes.
Oh gosh.
I'm not really sure.
His toes are all still there. They're just about half their original length, and they're just like.
Anyways, I am going to speak about it with Tarina, but in time. This is one of those things that
So
is going to be very.
I'm gonna drop a massive preemptive "I told you so" here. If this dude comes back and turns on us later, I said it first. For now, what's done is done, and we'll live with it. We'll make it work. But this guy is gonna kill us. If you threw me in the shrimp hole and then set me free and gave me money, I would build up a network and I would kill you. So
I mean, this is going to take quite a lot of time. He's not going to be going back out there. Remember, he's a captain who was made low. He lost his ship. He lost a lot of not honor, but his cred is very low. He's not going to be able to just go out there, get a bunch of pirates, and then come attack us. Especially because
not tomorrow. I think this is like he's in the long game revenge mode now, and we can use him in the meantime. But I'm just saying, this eclair has arsenic at the bottom of it. Like this. Eat the first third and then kill it. Because
here's the thing: not everyone is as pretentious or honorable as you, Mr. Chosen One. Money talks in a lot of ways, and I believe that if we can form a lucrative relationship with this individual, bygones can be bygones for the most part. I'm not saying this person's going to go to bat for us all the time, but during the time that we need them, I believe they're going to want to get their money, get their ship, and run. I don't think they're going to want to continually mess with us, especially considering he's been in a shrimp hole for the last few weeks and we've been increasing our own power and influence. It would be a very different altercation nowadays than it was
right now, for sure.
We can always stick Tarina back on him and just say, hey, he got out. We don't know what happened.
I would like to keep this thing with Tarina on the down low. I need to approach that in a very gentle way.
Sure.
Let's not go to Tarina and say that we have an ally with Captain Shrimp Toes, all right?
Petition to name him Captain Shrimp Toes.
Oh yeah,
we are no. He's getting well. Again, he can't return to the field as Captain Deadeye as he was. He needs to form a new alias for himself. He needs to rise himself up the ranks. He can start letting people in on who he is. But no, I mean, he needs to make sure that he's taking care of business, and I'm sure he's going to do well enough as it is.
Okay, I'm here for it.
I'm worried, but what's done is done, and we'll make it profitable and work for us in the meantime. But I'm just gonna say right now that we probably ought to kill him at some point.
It's a very Ferengi attitude.
For a man of goodness and honor, you're very big about double crossing and hating on people.
I just know that there are some people you can't
even a tiefling,
and you just need to kill them.
What are the rules of acquisition on this?
I hope that not all of Elturel shares your idea of honor, Umbarto. That would be a very unfortunate
and
thing.
Elturelian would never stoop to piracy in the first place, so we wouldn't even have to have this discussion. It's only because of these degenerate...
But an Elturelian never stooped to piracy in the first place.
I mean, some of them would, No one's a monolith, but the cultural ideal would definitely be against it.
Yeah, and if they did, they'd just be killed,
Anyways, aside from this, I ended up meeting an old fighting teacher of mine that has a combat school in the upper city. There's a possibility that I, or if anybody else wants to offer their services, may be able to teach classes there and make a little coin by sharing what they know. Again, it's a fighting school that's usually a little more on the life side, so I don't know if they'd be up for the yeeting. However, you may find some people there who'd be interested in such a class.
It's a shame.
In addition, I ran into a wizard that is in charge of Rasmus Tower up in the Temples district. We can get a reward by going in there and clearing out the tower. There is a few, what I would assume, monsters or certain things in the upper levels of the tower that have been sealed away, and he is slowly trying to etch out so that way he can take full control of this tower. He has promised us a reward in that we will permanently have an enchantment that will permanently keep all of our armor, clothes, and raiments washed, so goo and sick and stuff would not stick to it, which sounds kind of small, but when you are doing things like us, going through sewers and different unseedy areas, being able to not show the grim results of your work is a very good thing, especially when going from place to place.
It also
Likewise,
helps with disguises, so.
and likely it is a wizard that if we help them, aside from the monetary reward from money and getting our clothes enchanted, they may be able to help us in the future with helping put together that show that I want to do to save Johans over in Kalimshan. But that's for another time. It is a possibility that if we need some work in the future, that might be a good place to start. And then finally, I was able to. What was the last thing here? Oh, Umbarto, you made it abundantly clear that we cannot keep solely using my secret base in the High Hall. We need to find ourselves a hideout of sorts in the lower or outer city. And I have been scouting out a place that I believe will work very well for us. There is a tea house in Eastway towards the docks called Joplin's. There is the owner and proprietor proposes it to be just a nice little tea shop that you can go and have cakes and tea, and it's very nice, but really he's running a drug ring there, and we now have some experience breaking up a den full of drugs and addicts and people like that. So I've already sent some people to go scout it out and to prep it for us, but I believe if we go to Joplin's under the guise of the Flaming Fist and basically perform some kind of sting operation, a little bit more prep than we did on the last one, we may be able to root out a very terrible person that is really what's the best way to put this? This man Joplin in Eastway is lowering the morale and competence of the citizenry there by getting them addicted to this drug that he is pumping out. It's ruining the monetary that they are able to keep and just basically ruining lives. We would be not only helping people, but then helping ourselves by being able to take on this tea house and run it as a front, we can still run it as a bar, a tavern, a tea house, whatever, but we'd be able to use it as a hideout for ourselves and have somewhere to go that isn't behind the walls of the High Hall.
I like it.
So that is something
Krozan,
that
you're
we
on
can work
mute.
towards.
We didn't hear you, Krozan.
I said breaking Joplin's.
I'm actually all for that. I have a personal hatred for drug use and all that kind of debauchery, so I'm here
Wait,
for it.
hold on. Aren't you an alcoholic?
Shut up. This is completely different.
Oh,
Drugs, alcohol, you know.
he is an alcoholic though. Like.
all right.
But
That's all
as you can
very good
see
information.
in this report right up here on the screen, this is some of the stuff that we found out about it so far.
Do we know where the bad guys are?
It's probably the most amount of information we've ever received about anything
right?
we've
He
done.
Oh my
called in a
gosh.
favor with Baldur's Mouth, the newspaper, to have them.
Oh my
do
gosh.
Yeah,
investigative
I've been doing a
report.
lot of work with them as well. We're pretty aligned with the newspaper, the local paper.
Man, we got our fingers in everything. I like this.
Yeah,
We're
we're
pretty
starting to
good.
build up a network here, bruh. Robert, do you want to follow the Vanthampur breadcrumbs, or do you want to carve out Joplin's, or what do you feel?
I'm good with any of the above. Robert hates drug dealers as well, so I'm down with breaking up a tea party, having a little tea party, I guess.
A mad tea party, you might say?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good with any of them. They all sound fun.
If I could propose, I think it might be good if we can send some of our contacts, like Josso, in order to investigate and find out why Amaric has not been going to the Low Lantern for the last few days, see what he can dig up. We might be able to have them gather some information while we push this Joplin's thing. That way, if we can do this correctly, we'll have two different hideouts, one in the upper and one in the lower city, that we will be able to use to further our goals and have a safe place for asylum at the end of our day's activities.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we do need a secondary hideout just in case we're in trouble. And wasn't the Vanthampurs walking route right past Joplin's?
Yes, actually, it looks like it probably would be.
So that might be a good
Ooh.
place to do that abduction if it works out.
Yes, that's pretty darn amazing. And it sees not only the pier, but it's pretty close to the Elf Song Tavern and Baldur's Mouth. It's a really nice place actually to to have a place to go. And it's pretty central to the city. We can go pretty much anywhere from here with only a little bit of travel.
Yeah.
A great investment opportunity too. It's right on the waterfront.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, unless some assholes start burning down more ships, I guess. But
I mean, the nice thing is those ship burnings happen like down this way. So as long as we don't head towards the lower docks, we're fine.
which way does the wind blow?
Generally, I believe it blows in off the harbor. So,
We'd be hosed.
day to day, it's going to vary.
It's a marine layer, guys.
What month is it? Is it whatever gloom?
April. It is April. And today's weather, by the way, average temperature, no wind, heavy fog.
Now, for this time of year, average temperature, are we talking like really nice, like in the 70s, or is it like kind of a colder area since we're near the river?
Yeah, I want to say it's a bit more of like a chill, 60s, probably.
Yeah, spring.
Yeah, and again, it's spring, so.
Spring is here, aha!
Doesn't feel
Spring
like
is here.
spring with all this death in the air.
I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring.
I do, don't you? Of course you do.
Of course you do. Well, we're poisoning pigeons in the park.
Actually,
This is now a musical channel. Okay, we're not going to play D&D anymore.
Krozan! It's time
Into that was pretty awesome.
Robert, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I guess that's what happened to those seagulls on the ship, isn't it?
Also, Gormless, really? But really?
Are you allowed to have
Good dog,
double
Tom.
disadvantage?
You can
Yes, you
stack
are.
up many.
Yes, you are.
That seems not very
Essentially, what
I
I
have
do
two
is
because you
I
guys
leave the disadvantages that aren't like on his little token in the queue, and then as soon as his disadvantage is expunged, I mark it as complete and put the little red dot back on.
I see.
Yeah, I've also got my character sheet already turned that way. So.
All right. So
Hey.
by the way,
Some guy, come on, man.
the
Work with me here.
the way that heavy fog works, everything is lightly obscured, and disadvantage on all wisdom checks.
Oh,
Or
okay.
on all perception checks that rely on sight. So, hearing works fine, but sight is impeded, which means it's a great day to be a stealthy bastard.
Ooh, very nice.
Treasure. The party
Hey.
gains.
Ew.
Yeah, the most cursed of all currencies.
Yeah,
6 Electrum coins. Who's tracking that?
I
Ooh,
am
there is
tracking it in the party treasure.
All right,
The
go ahead and add
official
it.
treasurer.
I'm going to mark that as redeemed.
Do you guys want to split that up now or just keep it in the carried loot?
Keep it. Money ain't no thing right now, okay?
All right. So,
by the way, I wanted to make sure that we split the money out. Did you guys? I have notes here about who was supposed to get what. Umbarto,
we
Darius.
split last time, I think.
Yeah, we did.
I just want to make
In
sure
our
because
Summit
Umbarto,
next episode.
you should be 150 gold heavier than you were. Does your character sheet look like it reflects that?
Well, I spent some money on my trip, so I assume.
But you had a bunch of money, right?
Yeah, I had a bunch of money. I'm
very good.
I'm flush, so we're good.
Very nice. Yep. Because Krozan was supposed to get 150. Robert was getting 200. You were getting 150, and I got 200, and that was basically what we had from our last job. Robert only got 200 because we were all putting a lot towards his armor.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure if you guys don't have that, make sure that you add that. And that's going to clear out our cashed money for the gold.
Yeah, and the party treasure shows that we had each deposited a whole bunch of money too.
Perfect.
Yo.
all right.
Very good.
Some time has passed. 1 hour has passed since this meeting began. There are many things to discuss.
Got a lot done.
Basically 7 in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm calling dawn 6.
I'm assuming we've eaten.
I mean, have you?
I mean, I'm
a-
eating right now. Burrito, baby.
Oh, by the way, Umbarto, not super important, but just to let you know, part of the deal with Captain Deadeye was that he gets to. I basically gave him the offer to make up for us doing the whole thing. Is that he gets to sucker punch me, and he said he's going to choose a day. He won't tell me when, but a day when he's going to do it.
Appsgiving.
So
Yeah,
basically,
he'll put an iron fist in a cannon and point it at your face. Here's a sucker punch, motherfucker. Yeah.
Anyway, Look, man, you weren't there. We had a thing, all right? You
I'm
back
just
off.
saying.
It was very romantic.
When
from
he
my end,
stabs you, I told you so.
Then you know what? You don't get any money from him. So there you go.
Okay. All right, so we're going to break up Joplin's house.
All right. Now, if you want to send Klim Jasso a message, you're going to have to pay a messenger to do so. It's going to run you a silver because he's going up to the upper district and has to cross through the gate.
No, I'll pay that.
All right. Go ahead and pay a silver, and you're going to pay for them to send Klim Jasso to investigate the Vanthampurs and figure out why he's not at his normal spot. It's going to be a tough mission because people are fairly close-lipped, but he will do his best. And the messenger, Portison McPorty, is making the run.
And mate, just to make sure, the Ankheg armor that started yesterday, right?
Correct.
We still have time, though. We have quite a bit of time.
Oh no, we have. I'm just ticking off. I don't want us to like get 5 days from now, and then I'm ticking off the time in my.
It's been 2 days, hasn't it? Because yes.
Hold on. Check the adventure journal. Check the adventure journal. It's in your inventory, and I've been keeping track of almost everything.
Adventure. Holy crap! You have.
Is it possible? Okay. Okay, kill the Ankheggs and greet the sheep. Okay, that was on. Oh god, those dates.
Is that month, year, day?
Correct.
Are you a psychopath?
Look, that's how they do it in the Forgotten Realms. All right.
Okay, so it looks like
I used the FDA approved.
Shouldn't we be on
June 2020? You know.
Mate, shouldn't we be on 22 now instead of 21?
Yes, we are on 22.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's been 2 days then, because it was on the 19th, and now we're on the 22. Oh, wait.
I believe it was on the 20th, my dude.
Ankheg. Yeah, 20th. But if it's 22, it's been 2 days then.
Correct.
So, okay, cool. Nice. So the armor will be ready in 2 days, and we'll need 375 gold for it then. Very, very good.
Clickety clackety click.
Okay, so basically for Joplin's, he has got basically a 12.5 thieves, bandits, and thugs on staff. Basically, from what we heard, there's no like veterans. There's no one who's like really super impressive there. It's mostly just a bunch of mooks, right? He doesn't have like a lieutenant or anything like that.
Yeah, to the best of your knowledge, they didn't get like really excellent information on his exact like bad guys. Yeah. They got a basic head count.
But yeah, so basically we got a 12.5 mooks. We've got some hired hands as well. The big things he has is that he has a bard as an entertainer and an alchemist who does the dosing. So it'll be really similar to that other.
Do you guys want me to put that investigative report back up for you?
I still have it up on mine.
Cool.
Also, why do we have a crab meme? I'm not angry.
Kevin can explain that.
Yes, I heard about
this. We don't have to if we don't want to.
No, you should. I heard about this.
The crab lady, the lady at the low lantern, she has a crab on her shoulder.
This is the owner of the inn, by the way.
Right. Okay. I remember listening to that.
Right. So she has a crab. So I had a crab meme.
Darius. Enjoy cool, refreshing disadvantage.
But he had advantages previously.
He has, so disadvantage automatically applies to your next roll, but inspiration, you choose when to spend it. So you can either just take the inspiration, the disadvantage in the face, or you can burn your inspiration to get rid of it.
Now wait, earlier we had that some guy gave me inspiration, but then said, wait, I clicked the wrong one. Was that?
Sorry.
He then also gave us treasure, so I'm guessing that's what he meant.
Gormless gave the treasure. Yeah.
Oh, Gormless gave the treasure. After giving me disadvantage. I don't know how I feel about you, Gormless.
Yep. No refunds. Apologies. So you do, in fact, we should be up on it. Umbarto has 2 disadvantages racked up. Darius has 1 disadvantage, and Darius has inspiration racked up.
Now I already had an inspiration, so now I can have multiple, right? Because those stack up as well.
Yeah, but yeah. Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
All right, so here's what you know. He's got at least 18. Remember, it says thieves, bandit, and thugs. And by that, I mean people with the thief block, like the guild thief stat block, people with the bandit stat block, and people with the thug stat block. Thugs are pretty tough.
They're pretty tough, yeah.
He's also got a bard and an alchemist. His bedroom is on the top floor and guarded by dangerous and cunning traps. He always has an escape planned. His whole base is filled with booby traps that only he knows how to activate. The basement has a cellar. You can get into the basement from the first floor, from a hatch on the street above. There's also an entrance in a nearby abandoned building and a sewer entrance.
So I feel like we need to block off the entrances first, all the places that he'd be able to sneak out of. Also, I think it might be good. I don't know if we either can call in a favor or if one of us could do it. But I feel like we should try and have one of us, like this, I think shouldn't be just like a, let's take a look and then jump it. This might be a couple day sting operation.
Sure,
But I'm thinking that we have somebody get friendly, get close to him, either go in there and, pretend to be an investor, or, have some way that they would be able to help him. They can get close and try to get really friendly with him to find out, even if they likely wouldn't be able to get him to talk about, because he's very, very, very paranoid. But even if they could sneak into his room, or if while someone's keeping him busy, someone else can sneak into his room and see if they can find any of his secret outs. So that way we can make sure we have all of our bases covered. So we corner him and we get him.
I agree. I think we play to our strengths. So I can talk to him. Robert can either treat people who are in the place or treat people nearby to try to get information. Krozan can yeet, and Darius can sneak in.
I mean, yeah, that's a good plan. All of that, every single thing you just said.
Yeah.
Especially the yeeting.
I wasn't going to say it, but now that it is.
Would the party like to travel to Eastway to enter or to check out Joplin's?
I am for it. I will cast my vote in that manner.
Yes, let's do that thing.
Robert, any objection?
Nope, sounds good.
Okay.
Proceed.
Now, because you guys have been...
Nope, good.
Because you guys have been here for a while, I am going to roll for random encounters when you cross over into Eastway.
Just as a clarification, I assume Rhea is sticking around at the shrine rather than coming with us?
What's your call, team?
I think we're going to want Rhea if shit goes south. Can she post up somewhere nearby and listen for caca, caca, and come running in and kill people if she hears the caca?
I mean, she certainly can if that's your instructions. Does the party feel comfortable with that?
Yeah.
I mean, I literally have a hawk that can caca. So.
Yeah, I mean, and we could actually keep her in the elf song, get her a room, keep her in the elf song, and have the hawk fly over to the elf song. It's not far from Joplin.
It is.
I mean, that's pretty far, to be completely frank.
It's about 700
10-minute
feet.
sprint.
So that's like what, 10 rounds?
It's like 10 rounds. That's like never gonna get
a
there.
minute. That's a minute.
Okay.
Just over a minute, actually, because
I feel like you said, keeping her nearby, doing what she was doing before, having a cloak in an alley nearby. That's a little bit better. I mean, we can still have the room if you want.
She could. She could
My
also
only thought is
watch.
she isn't great at sneaking around. Can you disguise her?
Well, so Robert thought that he would set up another healing station outside.
And she could be your guard.
She could be with me. We're just sitting around acting all holy and whatnot. So
I love that. Because she can play that role for sure.
Plus another body to watch and exit in case.
Exactly. And another body to back up Robert if he gets into the shit.
Right.
So.
Or rather, help Robert get us out of the shit.
Yeah.
Because inevitably, one of us will decide it's time to jump Vaz, and then find out that we've anchored an entire hornet's nest of bad guys without getting any intel, and then light it on fire, and then set off a flesh golem.
Are we planning on making her a regular member of the team? ?
I believe so. Yes.
Is she part of the A team or the B team?
B team, definitely. She's not the chosen one. I mean, come on. No.
Oh, jeez.
When can we go back to? Was it Vaz or who was it to get our reward from the Flaming Fist?
Captain Zaj.
Zaj.
Yeah. How long? So that.
Let me check the adventure journal, which I left around here somewhere. No,
that's
it
has to be a few days without being.
It has to be a 10-day. A whole 10-day.
And we've only been here like 3 days, 4 days maybe, right?
The adventure journal.
Anyway,
go ahead.
when that occurs, we might bring her in with us and have her join the Flaming Fist with us. Tell her, hey, this has been our helper, and that would also be a good disguise for her, keeping her safe if she has an actual badge.
So today is the 22nd. Let's see, when did the thing with the... All right, so the slaughterhouse attack occurred on the 20th. So on the 30th, if there's been no Cult of the Dead 3 attacks, on the 30th your quest to Zaj is complete.
Wait, wasn't the Ankeg thing a day after that whole thing?
It was the same day. You guys went back and forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, it was the day after that because we were going to clear out the basement after we'd burned the heck out of it.
So that would have been
Yeah.
yesterday, the 21st.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
for this job, I think that we definitely would want to proc a couple of our favors, giving us the best chance that we can to do this. So I have, let me see, where is my collection of favors? And
You
here we go.
have currently a favor with Baldur's Mouth, the Guild, the Shrine of the Suffering, and the Revelers Union.
Yes. So let's see here.
By the way, I
The
rolled...
Revelers Union, they're all about information gathering. So
Correct.
they would be a pretty good one in order to see what they could. I mean, we might be able to have them have somebody. Okay, so I guess we could try and see if we could track him and see if Joplin goes to places like the Hissing Stones or favors certain areas in order to, because you said he's very
supplies.
well, for supplies and just, he's very paranoid. So likely he
Hmm.
probably doesn't have too many close friends. And if he does have friends, it's probably with people that he pays for company. He can do it privately. The revelers are known for their well, God, not confidence. What's the word? Confidentiality. So
Mhm.
that seems like some place that he might actually frequent in order to be able to interact with someone who he doesn't feel like is going to betray him. I'd like to at some point go to the Hissing Stones and see if I can inquire about that.
Are you guys going to Joplin's first to stake it out?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a low key stakeout, like a really low, low risk stakeout and gather what we can.
I think Robert and Rhea can do that. Just down the street off a corner.
I was
Maybe next
planning on
door.
going inside and just being oily.
Okay. Where was the place we just hit before the drug den? that we cleared?
Randy's.
I'll
Right
ping...
down here.
Yeah. It was Rancid Randy's.
Randy's.
Might
So-
there be some wares still there that we might be able to
Oh, we stole some.
Yeah,
we took a bunch. We took a
You guys
whole
had a
bunch.
whole bunch of barrels of stuff, didn't you?
Do you guys have those
maybe
notes?
bring that in as a peace offering.
Well, why don't we make contact first as a seller,
Yeah.
and then actually sell it to him. Just make it a clean transaction, no sting, and then after that, learn more and then plan our attack.
Agreed.
But we have to make contact first. We can't just be like, "Hey, kids, you want to buy some drugs?" And just roll in there with a barrel of drugs. Like we need to make contact.
I mean, there's really nothing stopping us from doing that, but that's not a good idea.
True.
All right. So
Yeah, I do have some notes. Give me a moment to find them. It's going to take a second.
I have
Is it in the-
taken... Sorry, go ahead.
Treasure? It's in the treasure, shouldn't it?
Well,
It's actually in the Discord.
oh, did I put it in Discord? Is that where I
Yeah,
put
it's
it?
in
Okay.
Discord. I believe it's under the notes channel.
Then I will put it in treasure as well.
So
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
there.
placed
Yes,
you...
there it is.
I have placed you on the map for Joplin's. You are welcome to move, especially if you are somebody who can be subtle. You're welcome to move around and casually case the joint without attracting any undue attention. Rolls may be required. But this is the front door. You can see there's sort of this porch right here. There's a guard and just somebody sipping some tea. Here's the front door. There are some windows into the main room, and that's all you can see from here unless you circle the building. You can walk around, you can walk past the building without drawing attention, but if you do a full circle, you're going to have to make some sort of skill check to avoid being obvious.
I'm going to circle the building, and my intent is to act like I'm making sure my dad isn't looking for me.
Okay.
And
Roll a,
I'm like, make sure no one's looking, and then I'll go inside.
roll a deception check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage because I suck.
No, mostly
Worst case scenario, I'll just play it as I'm just gonna go buy some drugs, and I feel worried about buying some drugs. So. Alright, here we go with deception.
Not bad. Not bad. Go ahead
That's
and
one thing I'm good at.
actually move yourself around the map.
Oh no! Oh no!
And wait, one more time. What is Umbarto doing?
I'm pretending that I'm circling the building, and then I'm gonna go inside. But my excuse for circling the building is making sure no one sees me go in.
Gotcha.
I'm making sure my dad doesn't see me go to buy drugs.
Yeah.
Ostensibly, this is just a tea house, and they do in fact just serve tea here. There's a secret drug den in the bottom, and Joplin doses some of his customers. He puts the drugs in the tea to get them addicted, and they don't know why they love the tea so much, but they just know they need more of the tea. So some of his victims don't even realize that they're addicts.
Oh,
until
this
it's
guy's
too
going
late.
down.
Yeah.
So what you've noticed so far, there's a back door. Here, I'll pull, if I don't know what your guys' zoom level is right now. You have discovered 3 entrances. There's a side door here. There's the front door. This is the hatch that probably leads down into the basement. And there's a back door over here.
Dude, I'm not seeing anything you're talking about. Okay, there we go. Now it's
probably because you haven't actually done the rounds yet. So that's the information that you have so far.
I will relay what I saw during my spin.
And mate, can you just point where the arrows are again? I don't need to have seen it. Sure. I just want to know the general
front door
layout. Okay.
Hatch.
Okay.
Side door. Back door.
Gotcha. And the hatch is what leads to the cellar, right?
Correct.
And you said there was whether it was a sewer or another, there was a building outside that led into here, and there was a sewer that led to the cellar or something, right? From outside?
The cellar has several entrances. There's stairs inside the building that go down into the cellar. The hatch leads into the cellar. Inside the cellar, some of the cellar is just, this is from your investigative report, some of the cellar is just where they store stuff. But there's a secret door inside the cellar that leads to the drug den. There's also, in a nearby abandoned building, there's a secret hatch that leads into a tunnel that goes into the basement.
Yeah.
And you can get in from the sewers as well. And you know that the guild sometimes uses the sewers to get around, but you need to know where an entrance is.
Definitely. So from what we've known, from what we've gotten from our investigative help to get a lot of this, is there a code word or something that is used when you are an addict in order to get to where you need to be?
You do not know that. They were not able to determine that in your report.
Okay.
Um,
all right.
I'm going to.
But we should know what kind of drug is used, right?
Moonflower.
Moonflower.
He puts moonflower tea. He puts moonflower into the tea, he steeps it in there. And if he finds somebody who he thinks is a sucker, slowly adds a little bit, so they're like, "Wow, I really like this tea," and then adds more and more and more until they're a total addict.
What are the symptoms of withdrawal from this?
Tremors, sweats, mild hallucinations.
All right, I am going to act like I have those symptoms, and I'm going to go through the front door.
Right. Roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Is this with disadvantage because of chat, or with disadvantage because I'm an asshole?
No, this is your second disadvantage from chat.
Or are those the same thing? Yeah.
Now, the symptoms were the shakes. What else?
What?
Oh.
What?
1 sec.
Wow.
Chat, I can confirm there's 2 treasures in queue. Shakes, sweats, mild hallucinations. All right. You go up to the guard. You have the look. He eyes you over, and he's.
Is there any tea in there today?
Oh yeah. We got tea. Come on in, son.
Thanks, man.
That crack.
I tip him 3 copper or something, to look like I'm just completely out, but I want to make it look like I'm giving something nice.
All right.
So 3 copper for the guy. Just
Go ahead and move yourself into the house. Then we're going to cycle through the rest of the party to see what everybody is, what everyone else wants to do. But yeah, go ahead and move yourself into the tea shop. All right, let's cycle through here. Krozan, do you have anything specific you'd like to be doing right now? Again, this is, you can go in if you just want tea.
I'm gonna go in just for tea. Act
Okay.
like a total fresh off the boat sort of like tourist sort of thing.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself into the shop. You can sort of see the lay of the land. Verify something real quick.
While you're verifying that, Kevin, I thought you took a short rest because you are down 16 hit points, friend. I don't know if you noticed that.
yeah, I had a little bit of a fight.
You took a short
I know.
rest, not a long rest, and you don't get hit dice or hit points back on a short rest.
I know. But on a short rest, you can use hit die to heal.
Right, I meant to grab healing from the shrine.
Yeah. Heal 11 hit points from the shrine. I actually made that roll a while ago.
Yeah,
I just forgot about
that. So 35. Not 350. All right, I'm back.
350 hit points.
I'm now a Tarascoon.
Now, Robert, are you going in, or are you going to be setting up shop outside to kind of keep an eye on things?
I figured I would set up shop next to the shaft down to the basement door, and just set up a alms box and healing.
Perfect. I was actually wanting to check that one out. Would you mind being like a lookout so I can see if I can find the tunnel and all that?
Yep, sounds good.
Perfect. I'm going to go with Robert then.
Okay, go ahead and move yourselves accordingly. Also, Umbarto, what do you want Rhea to do? Accompany Robert?
Yeah, I think Rhea and Robert are probably going to get along pretty well. I'd like Rhea to act like Robert's personal guard. And like she found a holy man who she wants to protect and make sure he's safe. So.
And then, mate, are these windows?
Yes, those are windows.
So
and
I would like
there's heavy fog, so you can definitely see through. Like you have advantage on stealth checks.
Gotcha. Would I be able to have Darren, again, not like just literally poking in the window, like, oh, let me look around and then like pop out, but I'd like him to just basically be running between Robert and just basically landing somewhere nearby and then kind of looking in, keeping an eye, and if things look bad, to come back and basically do like a little signal to Robert, like peck at his ear or something like that.
So you just want him to post up by one window and be ready to act?
Yeah, just like these look like fences or walls or stuff, right? So yeah, I'd like Darren to just post up and be able to be looking through a window that is able to keep an eye on the inside.
Okay.
So if he has to pop around a bit to be able to keep an eye on these two, or at least whoever's staying up in here, and if no one stays up in here, he's to just come back and I think it'll be he's been instructed to grab Robert's left ear if he loses sight of both of them, and vehemently grab at the right ear if there's trouble, and to head back over.
Okay. Robert, prepare for your ears to be pecked. It is 6 copper for a glass of tea, Krozan.
That's a good deal.
All right. Go ahead and buy some. Now, I'm going to point out a few of the features of this room. Again, for you folk up here, you do see this door right here. And for you inside, there's a number of folk all around. Some of them seem to be just normal people here drinking their tea. Some perhaps have begun to fall under the subtle influence of the moonflower. Archways lead into this chamber from which music emanates, and I should actually add a couple of lights as well.
And mate, is this the adjoining building that you were talking about?
No, the adjoining building is not on the map. You can.
Okay, good. Just making sure. What is this thing then?
This is still part of the same structure. Give me one sec, because I realize that some of my things are borked.
Copy.
Did I expunge all my disadvantage?
Did you do what?
I rolled.
Yes, your disadvantage is in fact expunged. Your disadvantage is expunged. Can confirm.
Well, until.
I mean, yeah, for now. I forgot to put some light sources in here. Or rather, the light sources that I did put in here were incorrect.
Ooh, incorrect light sources.
Unacceptable!
I feel like you could say that about Umbarto.
Oh,
Alright.
take move.
So these are like
Accurate.
stalls or something where you'd normally keep a horse because they're part of this map that I just grabbed for this purpose, but there are no horses in Baldur's Gate. They're not allowed. So these are probably
Horses.
like bathrooms, latrines, basically.
There are no cats in America.
This is all the same structure. If you want to go to the abandoned building, I don't have a map for it, so just tell me you're going to look for it and we'll do some rolls.
Yeah.
This is the back door. This might be the kitchen to the place. But again, this is all the same structure. This is all Joplin's.
Gotcha. Just take a quick look around. Boop, boop, boop.
There should be more light. Hang on. Like, there shouldn't be great light, but there should be some light.
Yeah. Just because I it looks like someone cast a darkness spell in there.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody say darkness?
I have dark vision.
Yep.
Hey.
Which is why, like, everywhere you go, you're fine.
Actually,
So what I need to do is I need to put some sort of outdoor lighting in place. I'm probably going to use a torch to represent the fact that, yes, it's daytime, but there's a lot of fog. So
Yeah.
I'll do that in a sec. All right, lighting.
So the plan is to scope it out, try and find Joplin himself, and then corner him.
I think the
Or-
plan is right now to set up a drug
Trade?
sale, and to use that to get more information about Joplin and potentially corner him.
Okay.
But for now, we're scouting and we're gonna try to make contact.
Okay.
Are you persuasive enough to do the sale, or should I? Because right now I'm
Oh.
posing as an addict.
God no.
Okay.
All right, Matt, you should be able to move about the cabin without problem.
I mean,
Perfect.
Ilmater, no.
I mean, you could always disguise yourself as an addict, and then when you get in with somebody,
That's
you
what I'm planning
you
right
can
now.
drop
As
the
soon as I
guys and be
find
like,
someone I can talk
"Hey."
to, I can be like, all right, here we go. Let's talk business. You know.
Real quick,
Suavemente.
mate, just so that way Umberto goes in with some correct ammunition. I've
Mhm.
put the drugs in the shared loot. I know that the kegs of ale, that's not difficult, or the moonshine, but can you explain to us just what the Baccaran, Devilweed, Senesh, and Vodar would be and how it would be used? That way he knows how he can go in there and kind of offer some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Vodar is an extremely bitter brown powder. You usually mix it with honeyed water or sweet wine to dilute the awful tastes. It creates a sense of mild euphoria and fierce confidence in those who ingest it. Fairly addictive. What else did you have?
Senesh.
Yeah,
Baccaran.
Sanish is a bluish liquid distilled from the milk of wolves and a powdered desert plant. It causes a pleasant state of euphoria. Addicts are easily spotted by the permanent blue stains on their lips. Baccaran is a pasty substance that is dried and kept as a powder or sometimes paste. It has numerous difficult to obtain ingredients and acts as a mild hallucinogen.
Okay, very nice. And then
Oh.
Devilweed, the devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce, yes. Wissen plant leaves are dried and rolled for smoking like tobacco. Makes you dumb but strong.
Okay, so the Baccarat and Devilweed would probably be a little more so up this place's alley.
Yep.
Yeah.
The others seem a
I
bit
think-
strong.
What I might do is I might actually just say like, hey, I have come by a good stash of all this other stuff, and I have no need of it, but I'm willing to sell it to you, and would you be willing to take a look at what I have? Like,
Now, just because we would have prepped our cover story, how would you know that this Joplin's Tea Shop has these illicit services?
I think I want to go in with a outside thieves guild,
Like a friend of
I'm
a
not
friend kind of a thing?
I'm not from the Thieves Guild, but I had a
Mhm.
contact in the Thieves Guild who got me this, or who told me this, because I don't want to directly tie myself to the Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, I'm a guild agent, but I might come in and say like, oh, I heard from a friend, or I bought this information because I needed a place to sell this, and someone told me you might be willing to buy. But we'll play it by ear when we get there. But for now, that's kind of what I'm gonna go with.
All right. Now, keep in mind,
and
Joplin's presents as a fairly upscale business. Like, the inside,
right, so
it's not super fancy, but it's fairly nice.
right. So I think I will also have like a vial of each of them
Mhm.
on my person, or like a small bag of each of them, so as a sample, so I can say like, here's what I have, and send them out and give them to him if I need to.
Right.
So.
Robert, did I give you a chance to do whatever it is you'd like to be doing? Ignore that ping. Completely ignore it. I'm just adjusting my light sources.
Yes. No, I'm sitting out here almsgiving, taking in alms, and healing people.
All right. Cool.
And mate, I think we're technically like way over here or somewhere else.
Yeah, feel free to move yourselves. There's much better lighting now. And you can always roll stealth to actually like peek in the windows, because you should be able to actually see through some stuff through the windows as well.
Well, again, I think we're not near here. We're near that other building where the entrance is.
Do you want to find that other entrance?
That's my plan, yeah. Because Robert was going to stay outside, keep an eye out for me, and do his
Mhm.
alms, keeping an eye on Joplin's. And because this other building is within sight of Joplin's, I would assume, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I think the plan was to have Robert there doing the alms, and then I would go into the building, and he'd basically give me like a little signal to make sure, like, if someone looked like of importance was coming. But I'm going to be looking for that secret entrance in the building.
Okay. All right. Roll a stealth check with. Do you have disadvantage right now? Let me verify.
I do have
All
disadvantage.
right, but you have advantage because of the thick fog. So roll a
So-
neutral stealth check, and your disadvantage is expunged.
Copy that. Let me do my Darius thing. And stealth. That'd be a 21.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you are
Dude,
good.
your modifier is ludicrous.
Now roll an investigation check.
Okay. And I would assume that. So again, Darius is very confident in his own abilities, but he is not the best investigator. He's still working on improving himself in that regard. I'm going to just roll a basic investigation check, but would you be able to explain the building so that way I can kind of say where I'm looking as well? So that way it just takes more time if I bungle this check if I'm looking
For sure.
well enough.
It's a number of houses, dockside warehouses, that sort of thing. No, I'm gonna give that to you. You have discovered the secret hatch in an abandoned warehouse nearby.
Ooh.
Does not appear to be guarded, but roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Trapped.
Where are you, perception? Nope, that's performance. That is not the right. That's not the right one. Hold on. Oh, did it click? Yeah, it did. Okay, that's not the right one. Okay, perception. 11.
11. Okay. You found the hatch. That's about all you got. You found the hatch. There's nobody guarding it on this side.
Could I? The hatch. I would assume that there's no lock on it or anything like showing that it would be locked up, right?
Correct. It is not locked.
Would I be able to inspect it to see if, like, along the lip or the joint that connects it, if there is some kind of either bell or tripwire or something that would either do an alarm or like a little spring trap that would be on it that would get people for snooping around here?
Are you visually inspecting or are you using your hands?
I would be investigating. So I would. Well,
Okay.
I'd start with a visual inspection. If there was like a mousetrap there, I wouldn't go, "Ooh, what's that?"
Right.
But yeah,
If
I
you
would start
couldn't see
visually.
anything,
And
you
then,
do it. Give it a run over. Okay.
yes, exactly.
All right. Roll. What else? Sometimes if you give the exact right description of your actions, and that would solve it, I'll give it to you without making a check. For now, roll an investigation check. Then I'm gonna cut to somebody else in a moment.
Copy that. That would be a 1.
All right. You were not able to locate any sort of traps or bells
Okay.
or strings of any kind.
Copy that.
I
little
got
spring
no
traps or
strength to hold me down.
Let's hop to Umbarto for a moment.
Copy that.
Lucky you.
Umbarto, you've been allowed inside. What else would you like to do? And you've sort of given the indication that you want some of the good, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anyone who is, when I come in the door, who's like, oh, someone who wants to get good, go talk to this guy? Like, is there anyone who, obviously, who I should talk to, or who's coming to talk to me?
Yeah, this chipper, finely dressed individual is gonna put a hand on your shoulder and just lead you right this way.
Sorry, I'm not saying it.
He's not a normal
Oh, yeah.
token. That guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Leave me then.
All right. Give me
I
this.
will just follow along. Complete.
Mhm.
Where are we going? Through the door?
Okay.
No, 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 no. No.
Then through this one.
No, 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 no.
You're just careening around the kitchen, knocking people over. There's pots and pans going flying everywhere.
Downstairs?
Yep, down this way, my friend.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to get the nice stuff, yes.
And give me a sec to fix the lighting down here, and I will take care of it.
Swiggity.
Krozan, you see as you sip on your black tea, you see him sort of go around in the back.
I feel like Krozan would start to get worried because he lost sight of the other member of the party that he's in his group with.
And Darren would probably come alert some folk that contact has been lost.
I know he's here, but I can't see my bird.
I think Krozan's gonna slowly make his way over to this section of the bar.
Okay.
And start mentioning what's back there.
I need to rent a room. Got rooms upstairs. We got a nice bath in the back. Common areas over to the side. Go enjoy some music. Umbarto, I am now taking you down to Goblin Town.
Oh my. Oh my.
If you scroll down, you should see yourself. You see yourself, Umbarto?
I mean, on a visual level, but like on a spiritual level, I don't know if I see myself. All right.
That's fair.
Dude, I haven't been at Goblin Town in a long time.
Giggity, giggity. All right. Okay, so
There's a number
what's
of
down here?
armed dudes down here. You're down in the cellar. There's a couple of disheveled, folk just working, hauling things. There's crates full of foodstuffs and spare cups and bars of soap and all that jazz. Very well-dressed man in fine robes, probably from wherever the tea comes from, or so he claims. Ushers you right this way. And I'm going to bring you to this point, and then I'm going to check in with everyone else.
Okay, I am at the spot.
He shoves aside some barrels and starts to open a secret door.
Oh, shit.
And this guy moves to block anyone else. He stands there to make sure no one else can see what's going on. All right, let's rotate through. Robert, give me a medicine check with disadvantage. We're not getting rid of the slugs.
That's right, the slugs.
What?
Chat gave you disadvantage, that's why.
Oh, thank you.
Because they
For your hatred of slugs.
All right, you're not making a huge amount of progress, unfortunately. However, second, you do notice a tiefling stumbling down the street, swaying with no true direction, stopping and starting quite frequently.
I'd like to approach him and do a medicine check on him.
All right. Roll medicine, no longer with disadvantage.
That's good.
23. Excellent.
Bruh.
Give me one sec. I need to put the pieces in place. Okay, here. All right. You do a quick medical analysis. You determine he was poisoned, and whatever he drank to cure the poison successfully purified his body, but it has a nasty after effect. So essentially, the antidote is making him just wobble all over the place from whatever it is that poisoned him.
Interesting. I guess I'd like to sit him down and make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Okay. You grab him, you sit him down over in the side. Rhea's got your back. Darren comes over and nibbles on your ear, and it was the ear that the party agreed meant he's lost
People
sight.
are going out of sight. Yeah.
People are going out of sight.
Okay. What is the tiefling? What is his race?
Tiefling.
And tiefling?
Yeah, he's a tiefling, so he's got fiendish ancestry. He's got horns, he's red, he's got a tail. Tieflings are not inherently evil. You know, sometimes they have to deal with the after effects of their fiendish heritage, but they're normal citizens just like everyone else, but with some odd magical abilities here and there.
Okay. What does he look like he is? What profession? What?
Roll a perception check. 5. He's armored.
He's a moose.
He is not a moose. He is wearing a chain shirt, and he has a mace, I believe.
Okay. Perfect. Love it. I let him know that the location he's trying to get to, his job, they've locked up the doors early, and if you could, sir, just help me open the doors for you. The ones right here. Where can I ping?
Bruh.
Are you pinging the hatch?
Yeah.
Bruh. That's brilliant.
Okay. Rhea puts her hand on her sword and nudges you. And she gestures over to the corner where an armored woman with a sword and a very big, very scary dog are sort of tailing this guy who was stumbling in the alley drunk. Or not drunk, but apparently drunk.
Hangover drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Created?
Okay. Do they appear to be law enforcement or anything like that?
They do not.
They very much do not.
Yeah.
How far is Darren from me?
Darren is sitting on your shoulder, nibbling your ear.
Sorry. My buddy
Darius?
Darius is nowhere to be seen. I know he appears on the map, but he's actually investigating a nearby building.
It is the building he's like next to, though, so it's
yeah.
I'm within earshot for sure.
Okay. Well, I still direct the tiefling to assist us in rescuing our good friend, and I'll go back to, or pretending to go back to, doing what I was doing before, but keeping my eye on them and ready to intervene as required.
Okay. I need to find something real quick.
While the dungeon master's finding something really quick, I just made the realization. I don't know why it took so long. Probably because we just got a friend, Rhea here, who's a Hell Knight, or a Hell Rider rather. It's kind of funny that our chosen one has such a aversion to tieflings, even though the Holy Order of Ites that he serves are called Hell Riders. It just seems a little interesting, that connotation.
Mm-hmm.
I think the implication is they ride into hell to destroy it.
Right. Their history is from when they charged into hell itself to protect Elturel.
Right. So, against infernals.
All right. So I'm gonna have him. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 sec. I need to do something different than what I was doing.
It's like it's firefighter, freedom fighter kind of a thing,
Yes. Slug, roll 1d4.
Ooh.
All right. Now roll a
Hopefully that's
persuasion
good.
check.
Ooh.
The tiefling sort of his eyes clear for a moment and he rubs his head and he says, Oh no, I just left there. I'm not going back there.
Uh-oh.
Something in the tea wasn't right.
Oh shit! And remember, Nick, we're not trying to break in here yet. We're setting it up right now. We don't want to go guns blazing just yet.
Or we
Right,
could just
but
say,
if there
fuck it, we'll
was
do it live.
altercation. Okay. Why are they hunting? The question.
Hey, mate, one more time. I know the
Yes.
withdrawal symptoms. What are the actual benefits of taking Moonflower? I know it makes you euphoric, right? But is there anything
Yeah.
else that goes along with it?
No, it just makes you, chill, feel good, feel happy. Low level, like, serenity bliss.
Chill out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Living in
yeah,
Baldur's
tell
Gate's
him to
stressful.
relax with us then if he's not going to go back down.
You're
Um,
gonna tell him what?
I'm going to tell him to relax with us, just
Mhm.
chill for a bit. Become
Chill,
one
bro.
with the universe, man. And I'll watch out for these guys.
Okay.
Listen to the glory of Almater, man.
Let's cycle over to Krozan. Your friend has vanished into the back area. You've been told that there are rooms up there. You don't have a room key. You haven't paid for a room.
I'm
There's
gonna do that
also
thing.
Poopers, right? There's also poopers back there.
Yeah, the latrine is back there as well,
And baths.
and a bath.
So
yep,
I'm gonna. How
that bath is for paying customers only. But if you need to use the pooper, go ahead.
I'm gonna inquire as how much a room and a bath is.
Room for the night, 5 silver.
And I imagine that comes with the bath.
Yeah.
So I'll buy a room.
Okay. Deduct 5 silver. They're going to give you the key, and they're going to send somebody to walk you up to your room.
Alrighty.
Man, I wish the local motel would just walk me to my room instead of just telling me what number it was and sending me on my way.
Right.
Well, they're sending
Huff it.
an armed dude to walk you to your room. Let's be clear about that. All right this way, boss. He's going to lead you into this chamber. Up this flight of stairs, up this flight of stairs. Nope, don't move that torch. Mistake. Up this flight of stairs and to the next floor of the map.
He's like, this is my favorite torch. I'm bringing it with me.
Supposed to be splitting the party, but we're now in 4 different locations.
Yay!
Well,
I'm
there's
Commander
4 of them.
Shepard.
We have to,
We
explore
can
the
do more
entire
damage
place.
that way.
I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite torch in the Citadel.
All right, I'm going to move you. Scroll up on the map and you will see.
Oh, I see that.
Yes. So there's numerous doors. Wrong button. Door, door, door. That's a door. That is also a door. That
Doors
is a door.
and corners,
And that
kid.
is a door. And he's leading you to this room right here.
Okay.
He unlocks it for you, hands you the key. Make sure that the thing is lit.
I'd like to order lunch, please. And I just list out this massive, huge order of food.
He pauses for a moment. Oh, yeah, right. And he starts like hastily writing things down.
Oh, look at this view. I have a balcony.
Yeah. That's why it's a 5 silver room. Like, it's a fairly expensive room.
Ooh.
You can look out over the alleyway.
Bougie
All right,
ass
guys.
mother-
Krozan needs some me time right now, so I'm gonna get the spa.
All right, it's 5 more silver for the food, and then 2 silver. Oh no, the bath is included for your first night. After that, you have to pay extra. But yeah, 5 silver for food for the day. Honestly, lightly spiced meat served with a side dish.
And before he finishes, I'm just gonna say, put it on the room, the room tab.
All right. And you're here now. He departs. Let me know if you want to close the door. I can close the door for you because it's.
I'll just leave it open for a second.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna head back downstairs.
It looked like there was one person in this room with us, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. There are
What?
actually
There's a
2
person
people.
just chilling in your room?
There's 2 people up here. Actually,
Yes, there's 2 people there. Okay.
this guy's sitting
Where
down
they
here
look like-
playing solitaire with himself. This guy's sort of leaning up against the wall. They are both armed.
Okay, so definitely not patrons.
Are those two in his room or just in like a common area?
They're not
Common
a
area.
common area.
Okay, you just open to a room, guy playing solitaire, and a guy
Hi,
leaning
how
in,
are ya?
like, hey,
You're gonna
you
share
guys
a
are here
bed with
too.
Steve and Steve-O. I think the plan is I'm going to act like I'm going to go downstairs. The bath, I imagine, is downstairs.
Yeah, it's on the first floor.
Yeah, so Krozan gets the towel, puts it around his head, like the classic look. Towel around the waist to cover the nips.
Mm-hmm.
And then, are there flip flops? Because I feel like I want flip flops.
This ain't a high-end bathhouse.
Do you want like a mask, like a zucchini mask and all that stuff too?
You guys already
and,
wiped out the last place that had all those services, so I don't know what to tell you.
He gets a couple of towels and just like puts them on the floor and just shuffles on the towels.
and then 2 slices of zucchini, not even cucumber. This is or carrots or something, onion.
Celery, just 2 pieces of celery on it with the green still on there.
So I'm gonna act like I'm gonna go pamper myself downstairs.
All right. Yeah. You want me to leave you here, or do you want to head back downstairs right now?
I'll head back downstairs and then we can cut to someone else.
I'm gonna move
Maybe
you
a
down.
towel?
I'm in only towels, guys. Just towels.
Don't you not wear armor anyway? Aren't
You can
like...
imagine. You can imagine where this is gonna go.
Are you still very
no.
The towel comes off during the heat.
That's just a happy bonus.
We're about to get the what do you call it, John Wick scene where he goes to the bathroom, but instead of Mr. Wick showing up with a gun, it's just going to be a big burly dwarf in a towel.
All right. Well, on that note, let's move on. Darius, you've got the hatch to the lower, to the tunnel that leads into the other area. What would you like to do?
Well, I investigated it, and by just looking, I didn't see anything that I was looking for. So, I'd like to. I have my little. I'm gonna take out some of my my little lockpicking devices that I have hidden amongst my jewelry and other accoutrements, and I'm going to use my longer picks to see if I can basically drag them like along the edge of the door very subtly. If I have to, I'm going to lift it ever so slightly and just see very gently if I can see if there is again some kind of either spring, line, or anything that I'm used to, any kind of mundane. I don't know how many impressive traps I've seen, but just from my experience in the past, basic thieves traps that would be left to either alarm or punish people for trying to go somewhere they shouldn't be poking around. And I'm going to see if I can just pick up that anything is connected to either the hinge or along the lips of this trap door.
Okay, roll a thieves tools check with dexterity.
Copy that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Natural
20.
Bam, bam, bam.
There it is.
All right.
Wow.
So you determine, now roll a follow-up perception check.
Okay.
You determine that the hatch is not trapped.
Yeah, that'd be a natural 1.
Yeah, the hatch is not trapped, and there's some faint flickering torchlight coming through when you peek through. Can't see much else though.
I am going to take what I've learned. I don't want to delve too far. I've gone off on my own before, and it has mixed results. So I'm going to take what little I've done. I've not bungled anything yet, at least as far as I know. So I am going to just take that little peek and confirmation that there are not any traps, and I'm going to head back to Robert in order to find out if there's been any updates and to report my findings.
Okay. You are pretty much immediately aware of the fact that there's this tiefling talking to him. And there's a big, burly, armored woman and a big, slobbering, angry dog just down the street.
Do they look like they are coming closer or just watching?
They are sidling closer with... You've seen this look before. This is when you're tailing somebody, but you don't really care who sees.
Okay, gotcha. Since there's already a bunch of people, we have 3 people and a bird over here. Oops, I didn't mean to actually grab my bird and put him on your face. Sorry about that. I am going to I'm assuming there's other people in the street. There's like not like super big crowds and stuff, but there are people here.
Yeah.
I want to come out of the building and take out one of my little like tin cups, my little alms, cup, and I again look like my disheveled homeless self, and I'm gonna move around, just kind of like, not looking drugged, just looking disheveled, exhausted, and just worn down from the my time on the streets. And I'm going to move my way in a very where are we here? Like kind of bit erratic, but also very slow shambling. And I'm going to move towards these guys, not near the dog, on the non-dog side. And I want to see if I can either pick something up. I'd like to perceive if they have anything on them that shows like who they are. And if I can, I'd like to bump into them and see if I can fish for, specifically, I'd like to look for either some kind of paper that might be on their person, or in a pouch. I want to see if this to me, this seems like a bounty hunter, either a bounty hunter or somebody who's looking to take out like, a warrant, or they're somebody's enforcer. This looks like somebody who's looking to do some bad stuff, either to collect money or to break some kneecaps. So I want to see if I can discover that.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check. Stealth followed by a sleight of hand. You may roll deception or stealth, your call.
Perfect. I'm gonna. I do both, but I like my stealth. I'm gonna do the stealth thing. 14.
14. All right, you managed to avoid detection. Now roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, baby. Give me your beans. 22.
All right. I'm gonna redeem one of those 2 treasures that chat had lined up.
Oh, okay.
You pilfer 4d6 silver pieces.
Okay.
So 11 silver. Add that on right now.
Nice.
You determine that this person is armed. They're wearing splint mail. They have a long sword and a short sword. They have a long sword, a short sword, and a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
But no
what
sort
kind of armor they're wearing? Is it heavy armor? And
splint mail.
Splint mail.
AC 17. This is a tough person, and they are not carrying any sort of paperwork, which indicates that if they are a bounty hunter, they were just assigned this bounty very, very recently, minutes ago.
And I don't recognize them at all, right?
Correct. You do not recognize them.
As I saw past them, I'm gonna kind of do the thing where I slip through, bump into. Oh gosh, very sorry, sir. Oh, that's a really pretty looking pooch, and I'm gonna like reach towards the dog, like kind of towards like a little bit of a pet.
Okay. The dog snarls. Well, first off, roll handle animal.
Whoop, 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 whoop. I am excellent at handling the animal, as you are aware, my friend. A 7.
Okay. The dog snarls at you, and there's almost this hideous rotten egg smell on its breath and a glint of red light in its eyes.
Like, oh, bark is worse than its bite, I hope. Oh, God, I'm sorry, don't mean to disturb you. I just wanted to,
piss off, she says.
Oh, God, yes, I'll piss over there. I'm gonna head over to one of the nearby alleys and make that I'm gonna be taking down my trousers to go literally piss off.
Okay, let's move back down into the basement with Umbarto.
That sounds like a very dangerous place.
And it kind of is. The finely dressed gentleman shoves aside a couple of boxes that are clearly empty, just there to conceal things. They don't contain anything in and of themselves, and opens a secret door. At him and open.
Whoa.
Justice.
And ushers you back. Ushers you in.
I will enter.
Okay. A number of people lie on the floor, shaking, twitching, or just drooling in the deep throes of Moonflower. The person with you closes the secret door behind you. Roll a perception check.
Perception. Disadvantage off.
It's in the peas.
Boop.
Okay, here's what you notice. There is a hatch in the floor right here. Dripping water sounds and a faint foul smell emanate from it, and there's a censer of incense set nearby. This is a locked cage filled with chests and loose gold out there on the table as if it's being counted. Other crates probably store other sorts of goodies. Again, there's individuals just lying around. A very two tough-looking individuals, bouncers of sorts, stand watching over the drug-addled individuals. And one of them stands here, and there's some sort of a corridor that leads this way.
All right. Who's in charge here?
The two are sort of in charge, and this individual is essentially looking to take your order. What are you buying?
I'm going to say, I'm so sorry for I dropped the act. I just completely dropped it. I say, I'm so sorry for my deception. My employer thought it was necessary that we make contact discreetly, and I know you value your privacy here, and I know you value the reputation of your establishment. Please forgive me for any affront I've made by deceiving you to get this far. I represent someone who has recently come into a significant number of resources that could potentially be of value to you, and I'm here to offer a sample of the wares. I very openly okay, I'm going to reach in and pull this out. Like, I'm not going for a weapon or anything. We've recently come into some assets that we were told would be of value to you. You can count on my discretion and that of my employers. And again, please forgive me for the deception earlier.
Roll persuasion.
I can do that. Boom.
He got me sold.
Right?
13. The individual who a moment ago was incredibly, accommodating and friendly,
right.
Recoils. Frisk him, boys. And the two big dudes immediately walk forward, shove you into the wall, and they're gonna do a search. Are you attempting to hide anything on you?
I am not. Before going in, I think I would have gotten rid of most of my gold. Or given it to Rhea, just so I'm not walking around with a bunch of money. But I think I have a short sword, I have a sickle on me, and I have a dagger on me. I'll point to both of them and say, that's where my dagger is, that's where my flail is, Take a look around. I do not have my Flaming Fist badge on me.
Okay.
I gave that to Rhea before I went in. Aside from that, I'm going to let them see everything. Just be like,
okay. Do you have any holy symbols or anything on you that they might be able to identify?
I am checking.
He's got no underwear.
I did have a holy symbol, yes.
All right.
If they ask about it, I say it's part of my job to appear as someone else at times.
Roll deception.
Deception. I can do that too.
Oh, natty.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice.
Giga, what?
They're gonna take out. You had the drug samples with you too, right?
I pulled those out when I started the conversation very openly, and I'm like, here they are. This is the sample.
All right. He's remove those from your inventory. He's gonna take those. He's gonna start poking around. Where did you get these?
Just as you value your privacy, my employer values his.
Well, my employer values a secure supply line above all else and doesn't take candy from strangers. Where'd you get these?
This was a one-time acquisition. And this would be a one-time sale.
Yeah, and is there somebody who's going to be pissed off about that one-time acquisition and come after us if they find out we're pushing their stuff?
No one who's alive.
I want names. Locations.
Will you tell me your vendor? Will you tell me your owner?
Absolutely. Hey, you walked into my employer's house. You're surrounded by my employer's guys. In my employer's sensitive inner, sanctum. So you can play by our rules here, kid.
Fair enough. I don't know who exactly is running my end of it. I am a third party, as you can guess. But just from the word I've heard on the street, this has something to do with what went down at Rancid Randy. I wasn't involved in it, but just from what I've heard going around, it sounds like whoever did Rancid Randy in got a hold of their stash and gave it to my employer, who is now trying to get rid of
Are you a cop? Because you have to tell me if you're a cop.
it. I swear on the Pledge of Allegiance that I am not a cop.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
16.
This is making me nervous. Okay.
Well, you're kind of in a towel. I would be nervous as well.
I mean, Krozan, the character, has no idea. He's having a great time. He's got carrot slices on over his eyes.
Girl, I'm down here making a freaking drug deal. Like,
I like how we came here to get some information, and Crow's is just taking the time to spa it up.
You
we should
two?
name this episode the Krozan Spa Day. Just forget everything else that's happening. That's the important stuff.
You two, keep him here. He does
I'm
anything,
good.
beat him to death and throw him in the sewer.
I guarantee you my employer wants no trouble. I will cause no issue here.
He is going to open the secret door.
Can I mean, obviously I've seen it open twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I assume that I have pretty clear knowledge of how it works and could open it on my own if I needed to?
Yes, you believe that you could. And he seals it up behind him. Let's move on to Robert up on the streets. Are you waiting for this guy to make a move or screw off, or are you doing anything specific?
Yeah, ready to action to interrupt any sort of interaction between the tiefling and our lovely friend approaching.
Okay.
I assume the tiefling. Does the tiefling look like it's a worker, one of the guards at this respective tea house?
No. He
patron?
honestly, he looks like he might be a cleric. He doesn't have his holy symbol of any sort, but he does look clerical.
I start talking shop with him then.
Okay, roll 1d4.
What is this 1d4
3.
he's rolling?
Okay. And now roll religion.
I think a lot of it is DMBS to seem like there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
You can't reveal their secret ways.
He
and the man behind the man.
Oh, man of the cloth. Yeah, Ilmater. That's decent. I'm with the High Hall of Wonder. He is moving in slow motion and talking in slow motion.
But just out of nowhere, by talking about this.
Yeah, he's just talking
It's
in
probably
slow motion.
an effect of that antidote.
Yeah.
All
Was the High Hall of
Of Wonders.
Yeah.
High Hall of Wonders.
He's a cleric of Gond, the god of inventions and wonders.
Oh. Cool.
How many Ys is that?
Then I'll get him behind me and protect him.
Okay.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
The armored woman and her very scary dog wander up. Excuse me, blessed father and all that stuff. I was wondering if you could help me. I got a little bit of an itch, she says as she scratches her back, and I'm worried it might turn into something.
Sure. I have her stand there facing me, and I go, Darius, over here. Here's a back to stab.
Roll a deception check, Robert.
You're just doing the pantomime like stabby thing over her shoulder.
Okay, roll for initiative.
Now, mate, I'm in the alley like watching this. I didn't see them cast a spell or do any weird muji, right?
Correct.
It's got to be an effect of the antidote. Remember, he was reeling before.
It's possible.
You may also roll for initiative, Darius?
Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on this. So yes, please.
Ooh.
Finally.
Hey.
Oh,
Rhea
man.
will go on Robert's turn and will act as a retainer to Robert for the time being.
Robert, do you have access to her character sheet?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Is that-
wow.
Does that mean it's
wow.
no matter what, they get first?
Unless somebody with a higher initiative modifier also rolls a natural 20, yes.
Oh wow.
So in actuality, she's got a 23.
Well, she's got a 21 asterisk, effectively.
Yeah, she's got a. Actually, you know what? Crits don't apply it on initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know in your games. In my games I do that. Crits always supplant
at the-
all.
Put you at the first of the line no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just was wondering.
Because initiative is just like a. Because you don't. Do you do skill checks or automatic 20s? And automatic ones always fail.
I do that for skill checks, but for initiative, because it's purely numerical, like I tend to just let it ride.
Okay, cool.
All right, so everyone should be in. Darius, what's your initiative modifier?
+5.
+5. Holy shit. Okay, you will be going first.
Yay.
Sweet baby Jesus. That's a lot.
Yeah, dude is a fast.
He's completely spec for this. Okay, before we get into this, because like half the party's in initiative and half the party isn't, I'm gonna actually, flash away as swords come out and backs are about to be stabbed. I'm gonna flash away to Bath Boy.
Real quick though, is this accurate? These distances?
Yeah,
Or are they right up against?
We'll call these distances accurate.
Okay.
Krozan, you just stepped into the bathtub. Roll a perception check.
Oh.
Rolling. There it is.
8. All right. Well, the combat hasn't gotten loud enough for you to hear it yet.
He cuts to Krozan in the bathtub. There's bubbles, and you just see a big old bloop.
No. Is Krozan just bathing right now, or is he doing anything else?
He's just relaxing, man. He's
All
having a
right.
good time.
Finally,
I feel like Krozan has like a bar of soap, and he's like, yeet. Yeet.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. All right then. So and the way if this was a movie, you'd see like him just bathing, and then in the window behind him, almost silently, you see somebody go flying through, and an optic blast goes off, and just people are getting stabbed left and right and stuff. All right, so we're gonna
Krozan's being a very helpful member of society at the
exactly. All right, Darius, what do? You see combat about to break out.
Yeah, I mean, my buddy just told me like, hey, stab this guy. So listen to my friend, and I am going to. Was I already stealth from being in the alleyway, or do I need to roll a new stealth check?
You need to roll a new. I'm gonna have you roll a new stealth check.
Okay.
But you don't have to use your bonus action because you're emerging from nowhere.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to.
Oh, I need to roll Art. I need to roll this guy in.
Ooh.
Art? Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, the guy that this whole thing is about. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Honestly, that just keeps things simple. All right, you got a 22 for stealth. You can move at half speed.
All right, I need to be within 20, so if I'm right here, I need to be right here. There we go. All right. I need to get there.
So you're gonna have to use your bonus action to dash, if I'm correct, because you move at half speed in stealth.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming this is like near the building. So that I entered that one building. Would I be able to move up and then like duck into the window of the building or something like that?
Yeah, I'll let you we're gonna treat it like cover, basically, for simplicity's sake.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up and use my bonus action to get behind here. I am going to basically move into position, and from behind this cover, I'm going to, or right before I get into the cover, I'm gonna throw one of my daggers from stealth at this Majuka locker.
Okay, roll an attack with advantage.
Please don't screw me, game. I need to help my friend. I am going to use one of my thingamajiggies. Hold on a second.
Yes. Use your character abilities.
And I am going to let's see here. I'm going to use disorienting strike. So when I hit a creature, if I throw a weapon, so if this works, I'll extend a cunning die, and they will need to make a Constitution saving throw. If they fail, they'll have disadvantage on their next attack roll and on their next perception check.
Okay.
As I kind of like knock them senseless from the butt of the throwing knife, hitting them on the temple.
Okay.
All right. Please work. Please work.
With advantage. AC 17, Splint Mail.
Give me strength, throwing knife.
I forgot the huge, just absolute pile of dice.
16.
16 does.
I am going to hold on. Wait. I see I got a 16. I'm going to use one of my luck points, and I'm going to roll again.
Okay.
And take the better. So
yeah, so you roll without advantage. Just roll 1.
Yes,
your original damage results stand, however.
24.
Okay, yeah, that's a hit. All right, so 11 points of sneak attack damage plus 8 points of damage. So 19 points of damage plus your cunning dice damage, right?
Yep, I get my cunning dice damage, so an extra 5.
All right, can you see the health bar? No, you can't see the health bar. Let me activate that health bar for you.
Please do.
Boing. There you go.
Nice. Okay, so I throw a throwing knife head over heels, and it cracks him. The backside of the throwing knife cracks him. I'm sorry, her right on that corner side of the lower part of the skull, kind of trying to knock them senseless. They need to make a Constitution saving throw, which is DC. Oh, why isn't it written here? Hold on a second.
DC, I failed.
DC, you failed. Very good. I had it written down. I
Boing.
need to redo this. Now my stuff got like eliminated. But yes, so they next attack roll and next perception check are made with disadvantage.
Okay.
And I am going to then use the last part of my movement to go behind. I can't go this way, but I'm jumping over this window, and I am going prone down on the ground.
Okay. So you are not technically stealthed, but you are prone behind cover.
Yes, like so. I'm not stealth, but I'm not in view.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one is supposed to be prone, even though like it's got.
There's one without arrows. It has like spiky things. Yeah, perfect.
There you go. Perfect.
All right.
So
excellent. The dog. She growls and says, "Spigots, kill!" The dog bounds forward towards the priest and lashes out with its bite. Which, this is going to be a hidden roll. For reasons.
Okay.
But I'm going to redo it because they should not have advantage on this. Actually, no, I'm just going to take the first result. Okay, I got a total of 18 to hit. And
So hit?
Yeah, it's a hit. And
by the way, is this warrior human?
Yes, she is human. 8 points of damage on the bite. Actually, no, that shouldn't be double. 6 points of damage from the bite, plus 9 points of poison damage.
Is the first part magical damage or no?
The first part is not magical damage, and this is not biting you. This is biting the tiefling.
And the source of the poison.
Didn't Robert say he pulled the tiefling behind him to like?
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, would an 18 hit you, Robert?
You're on mute, Robert.
I think an 18 is his armor.
Yes, it hit me.
Okay. Then the first part of that 6 points of damage was not magical.
Copy.
But there is an ensuing 9 points of poison damage. Oh, sorry. That was magic damage.
Half damage.
It is magical weapon damage. 6 points of magical weapon damage and 9 points of poison damage.
Okay.
The dog may not be a dog.
And you said Spigot, was it kill? Is what you said, or Spigot attack?
Yeah, Spigots kill.
Can you spell that, Spigots?
You've only heard it pronounced.
Faucet.
Okay.
Like a spigot of water, I presume.
Okay, Spigots. Okay, one more time. Spigots. Say it.
Spigots.
Spigots. Okay, Spigots kill. All right, cool. Very good.
Spigots, no!
Spigots, yes! All right, and then on her turn, she is disoriented from the attack, but she's still, and that's on her next attack, right?
Yeah, next attack, yeah.
Okay. She draws her short sword and goes in dual. She makes 3 attacks.
Wow.
First attack.
She is mean.
18 take 4 points.
Disadvantage. Is with disadvantage.
Is with disadvantage. I'm going to roll again, and we're just a flat roll again. We're going to take the worst of the two.
7.
Good call. It misses. All right. Second attack, normal. 20 for 9 points of non-magical slashing damage. Third attack, short sword.
Wow.
For 2 points of non-magical piercing damage because it's an offhand attack.
And he removes that by 3, so technically that would just ding off, right?
I believe
no,
so.
he did the math.
No. The math I did was for the fact that it was an offhand attack. You only have 2 points of incoming damage before any of your abilities proc.
Copy. Okay.
Also, Matt, after you hit her, she's not bloodied.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like Darren, the White Hawk of Kionthar, to take an action?
Oh my god. No, absolutely. Darren would have flown
By
up
the way,
and-
Darren has unlocked a new ability.
I did notice that. I was like, oh my god, Darren, you're getting better and better, my best boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have Darren as part of my attack. He's going to be using the blinding strike. Until the end of their next turn. Target make a DC 13 save or blinds it until. Oh,
does that mean he poops in his eye?
Well, no, we already. I'm gonna do a regular attack because we already.
Yeah, save it for next round, basically.
Yeah. So just.
It's an automatic hit because your attack hit.
Yep, 8 damage.
Which is a good thing. It's an automatic hit. 8 damage.
Yep.
She is bloodied.
Yeah. You're going down, lady, and the hawk's gonna be right over here.
Robert, it is now your turn.
I'll use dodge and talk to her. I'm not sure why I have a fight with you. I don't mean to. What is your business here?
You're just standing between me and my mark. Nothing personal, kid.
It teleports behind you.
While you were busy helping people on the streets, I was studying the blade.
I was studying taking damage, so no, I'm staying.
All right. Rhea is a retainer who can act on your turn.
She'll step forward and strike that piece of dog.
The dog?
The dog.
Okay, she's going to activate Radiant Sword. Her sword gleams with holy light, and she attempts to smote the creature.
Elturel.
Woo! Oh my god!
Nice.
Those are some big boy rolls. Oh my.
Yes.
She can only do that 3 times a day. She
only 3 times a day. She just spanked the crap out of that thing.
She
Holy crap.
runs her sword. It just carves through this beast. The dog screams and as it is cloven in two, it rapidly shrinks into the corpse of a tiny devil.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
A
Guys.
dead imp.
Baby.
Hell's coming to us.
Aw.
That's why you bring a Hell Rider along, people. Look at that. Boom.
He's waving. Or she
Aw.
waved. I think I missed it.
All right. It is now Art the Cleric's turn. Robert, roll 1d4.
Oh my gosh.
Do I need to
The poison effect is making him unpredictable.
All
Yeah,
right,
he's like
now roll 1d8.
Wild Surge.
He walks all the way this way, just walks right past into the building that Darius is in. Just suddenly just starts walking in that direction.
You cowardice tiefling.
He's not cowardly. He just
See, I told you they were wrong.
starts walking.
There's just something wrong with them, man.
She takes a free attack of opportunity at him. And it clangs off of, I believe it clangs off of his armor. Nope, it strikes true for 8 points of slashing damage.
What? This is the worst tiefling cleric I've ever seen.
It's 'cause he's a
All right,
thief.
and that is the end of the round. Let's move over to Umbarto. While all this is happening, the two thugs are basically just watching you with, hateful eyes.
Definitely not come hither eyes.
I am going to, like, we're both, we all work for big people, like, big evil crime bosses. I'm just one more guy in the great cogs of the underground criminal machine of Baldur's Gate. How's tricks, guys? Like it's just basically.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I'm doing like like I know this is tense. I'm not gonna do anything to set you guys off. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna be polite. Like I know they're not gonna like me, so I'm gonna act like a professional would. Like be very calm. Don't do anything unpredictable. Just be like, hey, I understand this is a rough situation. We're cool. I'm cool. Fuck
Everyone's
that guy.
cool.
We're cool. Like, So I'm just trying to smooth things over and try to win a little bit of respect from them.
Okay, roll persuasion.
I'd like to just say, I like how out of all of us, Umbarto's the one who's sticking as closely as possible to our original plan, and it seems like he's the one in the most hot water out of all of us.
Yes.
I'm actually in hot
You
water.
You was better be on the up and up. Joplin does not like surprises. He likes everything locked down. He does not like unknowns. And he's paid up with the clergymen. He's all the way paid. No, wait, no, I think they're in the wrong territory. Are they in that territory? Whatever.
See the map, but it should be Heapside.
He's paid up with Diamond Urchin. He's paid up with the guild kingpin in the area. So you mess with.
Clergyman is in Heapside. Are we in Heapside?
I don't believe you are. I believe you are in.
No, in Eastway.
Yeah, you're in Eastway. So
it would be the clergyman, right?
Yeah, it would not be. No. What it?
I thought you said it was Eastway is also where the one-way in is.
Consult the Book of Armaments.
Armaments, chapter 4, verses 9 through 31.
I wrote down that the clergyman is.
It is the clergyman.
So when he
clergyman
says that, I'll
is in
say,
Eastway
Yeah,
clergyman.
He's in Eastway. Okay.
Yeah, he's all paid up, and he doesn't like variables that he didn't come up with.
I'm
Runs
gonna
a tight
say,
ship.
well, I understand. My employer doesn't want any trouble. He and the clergyman have spoken before, and we don't want to. We're not going to cross the guild. We're not going to make any trouble for you. We just want to get this stuff out of our hands, and we figured you'd make better use of it than we would.
Roll deception.
All right.
Because you've never talked to the clergyman in your life.
It's true. I haven't, but my employer has.
Right, but
Wink,
this is
wink.
still. If you have to use air quotes, you're rolling a deception check.
Yeah, and basically I'm saying like we don't want any trouble. Like,
Umberto's like, dude, I just want to get paid, man. Just give me money.
You sort of got them in the place where they feel very comfortable, they feel very powerful, and they're sort of like flexing. And in the process of flexing, they're revealing bits and pieces of information that perhaps if they felt less comfortable, they would not.
And I'm going to play on that. I'm going to be like, this is a shit job. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be involved with this.
Yeah, really. That's a lot of 20s that you've been rolling.
That's because I'm the fucking chosen one, man. Like, step up, homie. Yeah. So, I'm
I've
just
always
gonna.
said if you bathe in the water's disadvantage, eventually you are rewarded.
Exactly.
There's no water.
It's less of bathing and more just showering constantly for him.
Then what is Krozan doing? Are you just getting ready for some natty 20s later on? Just to.
I really hope.
Oh. Gormless, thank you. I'm touched. Yeah. So I'm playing up the like, we're professionals. We're both doing shitty jobs that we hate, and is what it is, man. I don't want to get killed. I'm not gonna make any trouble with you guys.
All right. In the course of their bragging, you learn a little bit more. Wow, lots of inspiration for Umbarto. You learn a little bit more. Apparently, there are booby traps over this entire house. This entire tea shop has booby traps that only Joplin knows how to work, which translates to, if you search for them, they aren't there, but his stat block has a special ability just to activate a booby trap that is now suddenly there.
Okay.
As long as he's in his base.
Is there any way I can so I'm gonna say like, oh, okay, like where's he get his stuff? Because like my employer's been looking for someone to set up some stuff for him, and
he never reveal his trade secrets. Information is everything. He's a paranoid son of a bitch, but he's smart and it works for him. He wouldn't. I have no idea who built this stuff for him. He probably killed him and buried him and threw him in the sewer afterwards, right? Yeah, like the kings of old. We're gonna hop over now.
Yeah, go ahead. I've got plenty.
Play a round
Thank you,
of
chat, by the way.
combat.
I appreciate you.
Words that have never been spoken before.
Just because it'll take a moment, would we be able to go to Krozan and make another perception check and just see if he's like not seeing this combat happening in the background?
That's true. Like, after an entire round goes down.
Just for the meme, I want to see that.
Krozan, roll a perception check.
Let's see. He's snoring gently.
Roll to treat yourself.
The camera angle's like going this way.
Yes. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber Griffin, I'm awfully fond of you.
Krozan like grabs his nose and like goes under the water when like all this chaos starts happening.
At that exact moment, Darius, it's your turn. You have to
I
use.
can't see his health bar. Is he messed up real bad? Our buddy Art.
I will reveal his health bar, and he's not bloodied.
Okay, cool. Very good.
Pretty close though. Hello.
Let's see. That would be half my movement, and then 15. Yeah, it's not quite fast enough. I could throw something.
You are a master thrower. That is your entire spec.
I am do that thing. I think I am do that thing. I'm gonna stand up from prone. Half my movement. Where be prone? Go away. Okay, I'm gonna stand up 15 movements, so then 5, 10, 15, and I have a bonus action. He's still there, or she's still facing away from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to, as I am like leaving my hidey spots, I'd like to sneak from her, and I just want to basically like go up behind her and then just again do. No, I'm not going to use my ability, but I just want to from behind just see if I can throw and just like knock her out. I'm not trying to kill her. I'd like to just bop her over the head.
All right. You're firing non-lethal. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Oh,
yeah,
snap.
because of the fog. So just roll a second one and take the best of the two.
Right.
Yeah,
the fog.
yeah.
God, the fog is so nice. I love the fog. It's a good thing. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we take the 21. That's well and truly enough. Make a sneak attack to disable, not to kill.
Disabling sneak attack happens now. 14.
Dice. 14. Does not drop.
Darren is just gonna poke to knock out from there.
Okay. Roll an attack for Darren. It automatically hits because your attack hit, and Darren is your retainer. 5 more slashing. She is still up.
Oh, jeez.
Is she within reactionable finishing off status?
No.
No. All right. Well, then I will take out my other. I have another dagger, and with my bonus action, I will.
Use your bonus action to stealth.
I did. Okay,
did.
I did.
You did.
I did.
Because you moved, you stealthed, and you attacked.
You are correct. Then I am going to be poopy, and I'm now out in the open after having clunked the back of my thing there. And Darren did his thing. I'm like, okay, well, Darren, you're gonna shift right here, buddy. Thank you very much. And I guess that's it for me.
Okay. She uses her action to withdraw and starts only able to get 20 more feet off the map, but just starts, hustling as fast as possible.
Oh, you're not getting far.
Robert, your turn.
Can you cast Whole Person?
Yeah, not worth it though. I mean, I got a
You can get close enough to catch. As long as your movement speed is 30, you can move up and attack this round if you want.
Okay. I feel like we should have you take care of Mr. Tiefling.
Well, he's not that hurt, so.
But he's also kind of addled, so he might just wander off into outer space. Or
right. Well, Ray, I can do that.
Yeah. Either way, we're both close enough.
So you're gonna
walk up, smack him.
Okay.
Smack him.
All right. Roll a attack with your melee weapon. You miss.
Yeah.
Playing against the armor. Rhea does not have the actually 10 plus 20 more. Yeah, Rhea does also have the movement. She's gonna run up and try to bring him down non-lethal.
Sounds good.
This is the lady, or
Yes, the Hell Rider is attempting to drop the female mercenary.
okay.
Do it. You got this, girl. Heck yeah! Oh,
Runs up.
Dude, she's badass.
man, you are
Clang!
paying back in dividends. Dividends.
And knocks the mercenary on her ass, unconscious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, I think as we're finishing up, I'm just gonna grab that little devil thing because is it still there or did it go in a puff of smoke?
It's still there.
I'm gonna grab the little dead devil, or is it knocked out or dead?
It is dead.
dead.
She
Okay,
smote it.
I'm gonna walk up and just shove it into my robes and move over and see if we can. I think we're gonna drag this person. You think Robert into the building that we were scoping out?
Sure.
Did Darius just put an imp in his pants?
Yep. What happened?
There's an imp in my pants.
I'm also, in fact, happy to see you. But yes, there is an imp in my pants.
So yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
can.
add severed imp to my inventory.
Correct.
I'm gonna add severed imp to my inventory is not a sentence I expected to hear today.
Darius, 2019, 2020. There's a severed imp in my pants, and I'm happy to see you.
So I let Darius know that Chunky has let me know that party has been separated, since he probably wasn't aware of that yet.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, we
good.
call him the White Hawk of Chalkthar. So
That's
yeah,
right.
That's right.
And it's here. I'm gonna hold up the dead imp and go. Well, it's a bit irrelevant, but there was something wrong with that dog, as you can tell.
Hey guys, I think this dog wasn't the dog.
Darius, like that escalated really quickly, don't you think?
Slug, roll 1d4.
Oh no.
What in blue daisies is this?
Yeah,
All
what's he gonna do now? So this is how we decide what
The
the guy's
tiefling
doing.
stops. The potion cleared everything out, but there's a few side effects.
Oh no.
All right, Treebeard.
I think we're gonna spend the next few minutes doing a jam session with this guy, figuring out why this mercenary was after him, and I say a few minutes because it's gonna take him a few minutes to get all this out.
Mhm.
Well, who knows? Maybe the next thing he does is start foaming at the mouth and biting your teeth off. I mean, like,
it's
No,
possible.
so over the next minute or so, we'll say it becomes clear. All that happens is either he tries to wander off, he stands there staring into the nothingness, he moves in slow motion, or he's fine. Those are the only things that happen.
Okay.
And he
so is it kind of like a confusion thing? Every time we roll, one of those things happen. Okay, so he's
that's
still
what the 1d4's been about.
he's still kind of messed up, and he either has sluggish speech or wanders around looking aimlessly weird. So that's what interrupts his speech. Okay,
correct.
so we'll keep him on target as much as possible and try and
Are we
find
gonna?
out
What are we gonna do? I guess. What are you guys gonna do with the knocked out mercenary?
I assumed we would drag her into that building as well and tie her up and.
How much room is in my pants?
Not that much.
I've got a lot of assets. I don't know.
Okay, party, you are entitled to financial compensation.
Oh yes.
Or rather, not financial compensation per se, but you are eligible for experience points.
Yay!
Also, thank you for the subs, Ludicrous. That's really sweet of you.
Yes, that was awesome. Thank you. And so that for that guy, that for the imp.
Armory, I agree. Cargo pants are the OTP.
Wait, does
Meta.
Krozan actually get anything?
Yes,
He's
we
done
Yes, he does.
We're doing party
absolutely
experience.
nothing.
Doing party experience. Those are the rules.
I'm helping.
Hey, self-care is important, okay? Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
I mean, technically, if Krozan does well enough, he might get some temporary hit points out of this bath time from festooning himself with his luxurious oils and lots of night time.
My skin is extra soft today.
Makes it harder to grapple you, because now you're
I'm all oily.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
The better to
everybody
you with.
in the party gains 475 experience points.
Wow.
You have just completed an optional encounter. And your reward, aside from whatever intelligence you get and whatever else you extract, is 1 purifying potion. That the
To the party.
yeah, the tiefling priest will reward you with an extra dose of the purifying potion.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It can,
Do we want to take it? Because that tiefling had a bad time with that.
Yeah, but who knows what that tiefling was suffering from? That this was more worthwhile
So,
than whatever that was.
here's how this works. The
That's true.
small vial contains a golden fluid that swirls around as if pushed by a current. While holding this potion, if you become poisoned, the color shifts to a dark navy. When you drink the potion, it cures any non-magical poison affecting you immediately.
Ooh.
However,
Can you think that?
one second.
I'm gonna add it to party loot. I just want to make sure the effect is like listed somewhere. Oh, cool. It's like in one of these kind of things. Okay, cool.
Yep, I have a journal entry. So essentially, it cures you of any poisons that you're suffering, and for the next 10 minutes to an hour, you go loopy.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'd rather that than die, though. That's
Right, that's sort of the
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The tiefling explains to you before we make our next cut over that the tiefling explains that basically he stepped into Joplin's for a cup of tea and realized something was off. He could feel that he'd been dosed with something addictive. So rather than take a risk to figure out what it was, he just chugged his purifying potion, and he's been bungling around ever since as it works its way out of his body.
Gotcha.
Poor
No
guy.
idea why this mercenary came after him.
You guys knocked her out, though, right? So you could talk to her, figure out who gave her the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So let's cut back over to the Umbarto.
Already. I kind of want to hear what Krozan is doing with his bath time now.
We will go to Krozan in a moment.
All right. For now, I need to think of how we set up the deal, assuming they go along with it. Would we have talked that over beforehand, or do I need to?
I'm
Make
thinking you're
this
kind of
shit
on your
up.
own here.
I'm making this shit up. Then I'm gonna figure it out. Okay.
I believe in you.
We
It's
believe
gonna.
in you, man.
that
You're
was the
gonna have a
first
couple
mistake.
minutes. You're gonna have a couple minutes while they go get the boss.
Got it.
So
I guess I'll let him figure out where we wanna, because I am stepping into his place. So if I can let him figure out where he wants to do the deal, and what the price is. Do I know what a fair market value for all this is?
yeah,
It's posted in the party loot.
Yeah.
But remember, I will remind you, not that we're here telling you what to do, but the whole point of this, the deal is secondary. The whole point of this is doing what you're doing, collecting info. All is just looking around.
And honestly, I would be fine with just being like, "Oh, we're gonna do the deal," and then have them go to the deal and us break in while they're going to the deal.
Yeah, something like that would be pretty
You know?
excellent. We want to try and get as many people away from this place as possible, and we want to try and get as many allies to come help us. The biggest thing is making sure we can't get Joplin escape. So your whole job as part of this, and if we need to do more, we can, but we need to figure out from you how Joplin plans to get in and out. We've already figured out about his traps a little bit, but we need to cut off his exits. That's the biggest thing.
Where's the party loot? I just want to know how much this is worth for
If
when
you go up to the notes and journals, at the bottom of notes and journals is party treasure. You click on party treasure, and if you see on our carried loot, it shows that we have the kegs of ale and the bottles and all that stuff. And you took a small sample of the different weeds and stuff.
I took 1 dose of each. Let's just say, just because that's an easy number. So
I thought you just took a shitload of money. If that's the case, man, that is a lot of our stock.
Crap. So I took a
I
quarter
figured,
dose. I mean,
well, I figured it'd be less of a dose. Like, you bring enough to prove what it is, not enough to get someone high
right.
off
Just
of it.
a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because that's some serious cash that they could just say, okay, we're gonna instead just take each of those doses and get the hell out of here. We just got an extra 200.
But if I say I have 7 more of them back in the house.
Yeah, it's possible.
Sure. Okay, so do you party? Do you want to party, including Umbarto? How do you want to resolve this? Because you probably have a few minutes on both sides before things move forward for Umbarto.
Yeah.
I can tread water, so if they want to interrogate the mercenary, I feel like I've had plenty of fun action. I'm cool with treading water while they do their thing, and they talk to the mercenary or whatever.
Okay.
So,
how are you going to go about interrogating the mercenary how are you going to go about rousing her, waking her up? Because it's going to take like an hour for her to recover a hit point. She's stable. So without any magical healing or healing of any kind, or use of a medicine kit, like burning a use of a kit, she's not going to wake up.
Does somebody have a medicine kit? I don't think I have a medicine kit on me, but I think Robert would.
I do have one healer's kit.
Okay. That comes with 10 uses. Burn 1 use of it. Track that somewhere. And you can revive her with 1 hit point.
We're going to tie her up previously as well.
Yeah.
We'll sleight of hand for quality of the ties.
Copy that.
Roll for 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh. 17.
Rope, yeah. It's not bad.
And she's well guarded as well, like a lot of you standing around her. And
also, did Art tell us, aside from him getting drugged, does he have any idea why someone would be coming after him almost immediately after his episode?
Honestly,
Okay.
he drank the potion and he's been having trouble tracking everything since then.
Okay. But he's been lingering here. He didn't go off and like kidnap someone's daughter and like,
No.
last like hour. Okay.
No. All right. Who's doing the interrogation and what's your approach?
Think Robert should lead it and I can back him up, or the knight can back him up. I think the knight's probably pretty scary, right?
Yeah, much more persuasive than me, at least.
Is she?
Yep, +4.
Okay. Why don't you roll a check for her to demand that this evildoer confess his sins? Natural 20. Natural 20. The fear of God. The fear of Helm is driven into this mercenary soul. She confesses to convorting with devils, but not like as a hardcore devil worshiper or anything. She just this scary dog offered to work with her in exchange for being able to tear out some throats and eat people. It's been following her ever since. So she knew its name. She knew it was a devil, but she swears that was the extent of it. It was just helping her be a mercenary. She immediately confesses that Joplin hired her in a panic to take Art, the cleric, out before he could reveal Joplin's secret.
That's everything we needed. Oh God, that's all we needed. Yes.
How would she get in touch with him again if she wanted to be
Good
paid?
point. Thank you, Pigeon of metagaming. I appreciate
that. I was rare. I was rare there. No.
No, that's good. You were rare. Perfect. Yeah.
She would she'd go to the barkeep and like they know her, she's already recognized, and she would tell them that she wants to speak with Joplin.
Let's do this.
Okay, so I think what we want to do then is she is a mercenary. We basically have eliminated part of the way that she goes out making this good stuff. She's not going to be able to make good on her contract, so we would like to, I think if you guys are down with it, we can hire her to help us take down Joplin's then.
I would, again, metagaming, I would recommend we tell the priest guy to keep a low profile. And make it seem like the job was done.
Yes.
So that Joplin isn't like, no, I saw that motherfucker walking down the street like 10 minutes ago. Like, of course you didn't do your job. Like, like we need to lay low for a little bit until we
absolutely. And he starts walking into the corner.
I think what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't just go wandering around. But I think ultimately we want to safe house him until he's better and keep him off the grid. And I think we'll want to, when we do our bust, like if we do the bust the next day, we'll have her come introduce us as associates and say, hey, he had a bunch of people that were protecting him. I ended up hiring these guys to take him down, and she can be like our in. That way we can get past the front doors without having to pretend we're drug-addled idiots and stuff like that. And we'll use her.
Excuse me, that worked just fine. I'm just saying.
It was great. That's why you were in a basement getting, the thumbs. yeah, I'm thinking this is going to lead towards our plans, and ultimately because now we'll be able to have her as long as she doesn't die. We'll be able. Do they have a contract? Does she have a contract somewhere?
No, there was no contract. It was here's
Okay.
Here's 20 gold. Whack that dude.
Okay, then.
Not that kind of whack.
But before I present this to her, Robert, are you cool if we basically like just be like, hey, yo, we've been deputized by the oh god, the Flaming Fists, and we're gonna have to use you for a sting operation. Would you be willing to comply to testifying against Joplin, that whole thing? Would you be cool with that?
Yeah, I guess my only thought is Joplin's real power is only in this building. If we could somehow get Joplin out of it by maybe having this merc talk him into meeting her elsewhere for payment or whatnot, that
I
would be
agree.
powerful.
I agree. I think he's too. He's known for being super paranoid. I don't think he would ever meet anybody outside of his place.
And I
Although
think my drug deal might be how we get him out of the building, and you guys going in to collect the bounty might be how we get back in while he's out doing the drug deal.
we're gonna be picking up a lot of avenues, but I agree. I think getting him out of his comfort zone and doing this would be preferable for sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's cut to the basement. A few minutes later, a handsome man, a handsome half-elf, enters, accompanied by 2 more armed guards. And the alchemist is now very crowded down here.
We are stepping on top of the druggies.
Yep, they're just gonna get shoved out of the way.
Can I clearly identify a boss?
Oh yeah.
Pretty boy?
Give me 1 sec. This guy.
Ooh. Smexy man. Oh, look at that eyeshadow on fleek. Okay. So I'm going to start by saying, once again, on behalf of my employer, I would like to apologize for my deception and any issues you may have as a result. I understand you value I'm going to pretend like I don't think he's the boss. I understand your employer values his privacy. The owner of this establishment values his privacy, and I can guarantee our discretion and that of my employer.
Bites at his fingernails for a moment.
Is he publicly known as Joplin? Like, is there any reason I would look like an idiot for not knowing who he is?
Kind of. Like, he's super paranoid, but the place is named after him. So
okay, so if I know it's him, I would be like, I address him, and say, your privacy, not the owner's privacy. If it would make me look like an idiot to do otherwise.
Yeah, who was it that you said that you worked for?
Honestly, you know how these things go. I get a tip.
That's how
through
these things
contact.
work, outside of my house, not in my house.
If I knew, I would tell you.
Oh, well,
I know where I get my money, and I know where I got my samples, and I know who my contact is and how to meet them, and that's...
Maybe that's the person I should be talking to instead of you. I have very secure supply lines that I've worked a very long time and built up relationships over a long period of time in order to develop, and I feel very confident about where my supply comes from, and this, what you brought with you seems okay for the time being, but who knows if it'll stay that way. These sorts of relationships are built on trust.
I can tell you this would be a one-time purchase. So I understand that. You don't have to worry about this being a long-term contract or building any kind of long-term relationship. I am authorized to make this sale. I have full authority over the meat and the quantity, and it's my job to basically sell the merchandise and then give the profits less my share to my employer.
Roll deception.
Got it. Oh, and I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Nice.
I have 2, so I'm using the first one. Ooh, lucky me. All right.
15. All right, give me 1 sec.
And I'm down 1.
Ah, I should not have been at disadvantage, and it should not have been public. It's supposed to be a sneaky little roll. That's not binding. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're interested, thanks. Got our own supply lines that we're very secure with. Not interested in a one-time dalliance. It represents a possible contamination of my procedures. So,
and a risk to your organization, I understand that. Do you know of anywhere else I could make this sale? Like,
look, if you don't already have the contacts to make a sale in this city, then you don't belong in this city. You should be dealing your business somewhere
I'm looking
easier.
forward to getting out. Like, honestly, this is not my jam here. What can I do to assure you of your security and your safety here, and that the knowledge I have will be kept here? And I understand you've let me into your trust, and I've got in here. I would like to put you at ease and not be killed.
Are you making any kind of an offer, or just putting it out in the table for him?
I'm gonna say I want to make an offer, and I want you to name your terms.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
I'm going to use my second advantage. I'm in deep here. I do not want to be killed. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
In fact, I'm willing to give you. I already have these samples here. I'm willing to give you a full dose of each if that's something you need. I want to establish goodwill and ensure that we can leave this situation amicably.
No, that'll work for here's what's gonna work for me. Is hey, he whistles over the alchemist, who withdraws a small, like a capsule essentially, with a wax stopper. Here's what's gonna work for me. You're gonna wake up in an alley after having just the absolute, a rough night, a rough morning out there, and a little bit of a haze, and an awful, awful hangover.
I would prefer to. So he's gonna drug me, is what he's saying. Okay. I think I just have to submit to it. I think that's actually what he'll do. I'm gonna say, well, I need to make contact with my employers, and I need to make contact with some of my other people who might be concerned.
You're totally welcome to do that after you wake up.
How long, roughly?
Depends on how tough your stomach is. Probably an hour, maybe 2.
Okay, that's not too bad. All right.
Free drugs.
All right. Okay.
Wasn't Umbarto incredibly against drugs?
Yeah, but he's also incredibly against getting killed. So he knows when the route out is through drugs.
These convictions, I'd like to see where they stand. This is good.
No, yeah, he's a man of principle. Give me the drugs. No,
The alchemist waves the little stopper bottle in front of you.
I don't have good sleight of hand.
So now, wait, are you doing this in goodwill? He's gonna drug you, and you're gonna say, "Okay, I'll take your drugs, and then we'll go make our deal." What is? Did you?
Yeah,
he's not drugging you with Moonflower. He's not like getting you hooked on his stuff.
He's gonna knock me out, and I'm gonna wake up in an alley and
with a sore butt.
Yeah, and probably less money on my person, and I'm gonna get robbed here. Is it worth it to try to do deception that I've taken the meds, or that I've taken it, and then pretend to be drugged?
I mean, is it a glass vial with a stopper?
Yeah,
it's a pill.
So
no, it's something you're going to inhale.
Oh shit. Guys, I don't think I have another way out of this. I think I just need to just do some damn drugs.
Whatever you want to do, man.
I'm gonna do some drugs.
All right. I look forward to doing business with you. Never.
Me too. I wish I could say this has been a pleasure.
The alchemist sniff up Buttercup and passes it
I'm
to
gonna
you.
look to the guards and be like, "Shit job," and then take the
Okay.
take the drug.
Roll 3 Constitution saving throws.
Chat. Anytime now.
Yeah, you already burned through chat's goodwill, my friend.
18.
Nice.
Roll a second one.
I'm just going slowly to try to get an inspiration. Just dropping this out a little bit.
If you linger too long, they might give you disadvantage, my friend.
Good point. Let's get this done.
21.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
Ready. All right, the room starts to shift as this like smell. You know how when like you've been drinking and you're good and you're good and you're good. No, like you don't even have the spins. Like you do 5 shots or whatever. You're just having a great time. You don't feel it, and then just like a truck, the rest of the night is gone. I hope you don't know what that feels like. That'd be awful. Yeah, that's what happens. Like you're fine. You're in the basement, and then
everything goes black.
What? How much did I lose? Was I robbed?
How do they take him out if we're watching all of the
that's what I was going to say.
Is the question. I need everybody in your party to roll perception checks.
Okay.
How long has it been? How long has Krozan been in the bath?
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's talk to Krozan. I figure like 5 minutes are gonna go by. So you've been in the tub for a little over 5 minutes.
I'm just relaxing. I'm just now getting the groove of things.
All right. Before this goes down with Umbarto, is anyone gonna go like look for him or get Krozan?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Darren showed up and said, "Hey, people are missing." So the plan was for us to go and basically reach out to our guys. I mean, for all we know, he's getting dragged into the basement, drugged and killed. I mean, we have no idea.
We would have gone in.
So after figuring, we only spent like a minute or so.
Don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin this for me.
Is it possible for Krozan to
Don't ruin this for you? Us? Don't ruin this for you? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, we got a bunch of great intel. All we need to do is get me out and then plan an attack.
No, you got a bunch of great intel, and you're about to be drugged and thrown into an alley with who knows what's going to happen to you.
And if you guys just hang on, you'll see them carrying my body out, and you'll be able to just pick me up, and everything will be okay.
I'm going to refund those points because 2 people tried to give disadvantage on the con save, and we didn't catch it in time, so I'm going to give you those points back. If you want to just, do vanilla disadvantage.
See, this is what I told you. You were asking too high and too much.
You delved
too close to the sun
and too
really
deep.
And too deep. Okay, I think I'm going to have, since we know that they're not in there, I'm going to have Dern do a sweep around and just keep an eye out. And if he sees anything in relation to Krozan or Umbarto, to come find me. And, I think...
You are aware of Krozan's bathing.
Okay.
You have no intel related to Umbarto.
All right. Robert, how do you want to do this? Do you want one of us to go in, both of us to go in? How do you want to play this out?
I figured you would have gone in, and then I would have stayed outside and watched the 3 exits that we know.
And I'm actually gonna give you a heads up that there is that trap door in here. It's a trap door that is not trapped, but I saw a glimmer of torchlight, so I don't know if there's any, it's obviously being used, but I don't know who could be back there. I didn't hear anything, but honestly, it's really foggy. My soul senses are kind of dulled. I don't really know, aside from just seeing a glimmer of light, what could be down there.
So how does the trapdoor work? Is it just in the ground? What?
Yeah,
it's a warehouse. It's like an old warehouse. It's surrounded by empty boxes and crates. You can sort of navigate in there to this little hidden spot, and it just opens. It appears to be well greased. There are no filled crates nearby.
Would we want to stop up the secret entrance so they couldn't get out of it?
Might be a good idea.
And then we'd have less things to guard when trouble is happening.
But I was hoping this would be an intel gathering, so we don't want to trip our hand that they know we're watching them.
Right, I know. So the question is, would we have done that once we heard Umbarto was in trouble from Chunky?
I think here's what I'm thinking. Maybe have give me a second. Have Rhea maybe be in a position to keep an eye on that trapdoor, and you can keep an eye on the other 2 entrances that we know about.
Okay.
We know there are others, so if we don't see him like coming out from any of those, then he's either still in the building or somewhere else. I think what I would like to do is once Darren informs me that Krozan's taken a bath, I'd like to sneak in back here and be like, Krozan, what the hell are you doing? Come on, we gotta go find him. And just briefly catch Krozan up on what we've involved with and where's Umbarto? What have you guys been doing in here? Kind of a thing.
And Krozan's like got the back scrubber.
He's
like,
got a loofah. He's just going.
Yeah.
I've got a little cocktail I'm like sipping.
Is this
too,
door
just-
open, mate?
That's not a door, my friend. That is a window.
Window? That's a window. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it a glass window or just
it's a glass window.
Filthy, filthy window.
So I'm gonna go up to the window and like, Krozan, come over here. Get over here, you crazy
I look
man.
up and not only do I have my normal beard, but I have a soap beard on top of the beard. What?
The window
Let's
can be opened, right?
Yes.
I open up and like shimmy it open. What's going on?
I catch him up. Like, we encountered this tiefling, was drugged. And the mercenary tried to kill him. Devil dogs. Where the hell's Umbarto? What are you guys doing in here?
I look down. Why is your pants very bulgy?
I look down. Why are you only wearing a towel? What are you doing in here?
Krozan needed a Krozan day, okay?
I attempt to. Okay, are you coming with us, or can you go get Umbarto? Where is he?
I'll go look for Umberto. I'll go in the kitchen and see if my order of food is ready. It has been far too long. Okay.
I reach in, grab Krozan's face, and pull him towards me, and I'm like,
Krozan's turning into Karen.
the food. Find Umbarto now. And I leave. I'm gonna go around and see if I can sneak my way in.
Okay. Robert, let's check in with you real quick. What are you doing?
So Ray, I'll stay here with guarding the gal, guarding the Ray, and guarding the secret door.
Okay, so you guys are guarding the secret hatch. All right.
The secret hatch, and then I'm gonna go, I guess, to the opposite corner of the building to watch the side entrance and the front door. If I can make it over there, which I can't. How did I get there?
You phased through the window. Be gone!
Okay, fine. Going around.
That should be a little wider on that side. Weird. If you zoom in, for some reason it's like rendering slightly incorrectly. But if you zoom in, there should be one more square there for you.
Okay.
Can't explain why, but you know, that's the case. All right, so you guys are trying to have the building. You've at least got this side. You don't have anyone watching the hatch right now, but you've got like this side all sort of under control.
Didn't we have Rhea watching the hatch?
Chunky Burb. I
Rhea's
thought Chunky
watching.
Burb was
sorry,
circling.
there's the secret door, and then there's just the hatch.
Oh, this is what you're calling the hatch. Okay.
Yeah, there's the trap
From
door
her
and the
position,
hatch.
from her position in the building, can she kind of be in a spot to kind of see both of them, or no?
Kind of, but not really.
And
we
it's
get-
foggy too, so.
Sorry, go again.
Can we have Chunky watch the hatch?
Yeah, after discovering where Krozan is, let's say we're gonna have Darren just be in reach of the hatch,
Okay.
and we'll have her hidden off with this tied up person and this druggy person, and he'll fly over and he'll either go for Rhea because she's the closest, or if he sees Darius. Basically, the order is Darius, then Robert, then Rhea. But if we're not visible, then of course Rhea will be the first.
Okay, so you guys have all the entrances to the building except the unknown sewer entrance on lockdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was kind of hoping Darius would start trying to look for that since Krozan's in the building.
Mhm.
So I would like to see if I can locate that entrance.
Roll an investigation check.
My hope was, since Darius knows the ins and outs of the city, but isn't super amazing with his actual being able to locate things, would I be able to try to spend my time instead gathering information from the locals, like either local urchins or other rogues in the area, or I can look up thieves' cant that might lead me to the location.
Yeah,
Because I know the guild uses the sewer, so I might be able to follow that to get there. You know.
Yeah, roll a persuasion and an insight check. Then we're gonna cut to Krozan. We're gonna start wrapping up.
Perfect. All right, persuasion, you said?
And insight.
Persuasion and insight. Don't tell me what happens yet. I have things I can do if I need to. Okay. With the insights, I want to use one of my advantages. So I'm gonna plop one more down. All right, great. And then with my, I'm gonna use one luck point and do it one more time. I'm gonna hit. Oh God, I'll do insight one more time.
Sure. 18.
All right.
All right.
So 11 and 18.
So there are limited sewer entrances nearby. The sewer doesn't it doesn't have. It's not like there's just manhole covers everywhere that you can hop down into. But you have learned of a sewer entrance not too far away. It's just up a couple of blocks, actually, on halfway through Eastway. The one way in is a sewer entrance.
I would like to investigate that.
Okay.
When my turn again.
Yeah, it's going to take you at least a minute to get there because it's like 800 feet away.
Perfect. And I haul ass so I can get
Okay. Yeah, actually, you'll be a little bit faster. All right, Krozan, let's give you a little time.
Hasn't that been what Krozan's been doing all the time? Is having a little time?
I mean, yes.
Having me time. All right. If that's
Krozan,
not a commentary on real world, what's going on? Like, I don't know what is. But Krozan is. I'm upset because my bath just got interrupted. I was looking forward to a nice meal. Totally forgot about the mission. 100%, not gonna lie, guys. Totally forgot.
We love you, by the way. Just putting that out there. No hate.
All right. So I'm gonna go peek my head in the kitchen and.
Did you like dress up and like shower and rinse off?
No. I have like a towel over my hair. Well, yeah, a foam beard. I'll keep the foam beard.
I love Krozan so much.
And I wrap my towel around myself, like, you know, the normal spa day lady sort of thing. Krozan's hot spring episode. It did get ruined. This is not fair. But I would like to. My performance is not very good, but act the upset patron and barge my way into the kitchen.
Roll to Karen.
I would like to roll to Karen,
all right,
please.
Roll to Karen.
Oh. I'm going to... Can I use an inspiration and roll that again?
Yes, you can.
All right. I would like to... Big money!
Natural 20.
As you walk in, you have to adjust your hair to just slightly cover the one side as you go in. All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, and then I grab my towel around my waist and like cinch it up a little bit higher just in case.
They are in the middle of preparing your food. It's only been like 5 minutes, and it does take a little bit longer than that.
I want to speak to your manager. This is unacceptable. I paid good money.
The two hardworking, just scullery folk, they step to block your way in, but they say, "Oh, we'll be happy. We'll get that to you right away. Just go rinse off. It'll be up in your room, and before you're upstairs. I promise you."
Man,
these are just.
Sure.
Are you still insisting that you want to speak to the manager?
I am, and I'm. These are like just the help. They're not
commoners. Yeah,
armed.
They're just scullery operators basically.
Perfect target for your caring.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna push right past them, and I noticed this door right here.
And
I think I'm gonna try to move to that door.
Okay.
Notice the door.
Move your sudsy self over there. With a natural 20, they're too awkwarded out.
They're just aghast.
You're not
no idea what's going on.
You're not supposed to, as the towel wearing Krozan barges down into the cellar.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
There's a couple more just, folk down here. 3 of them appear to be armed and 2 of them appear to be servants just working, the staff rather than servants just working. As they see this dripping, immense, just girthy dwarf with a huge foam beard wearing a towel, dripping water all over the staircase, making his way down into the basement. They just all stop and stare at you for a moment.
I would like to speak to the manager of the establishment. This is unacceptable.
Roll a new Karen check.
Now, because he just popped through a door and we had advantage on the next door check, can we apply the door check to his Karening?
You slam it dramatically.
So you're saying it at advantage?
Yeah, roll with advantage. You can use that inspiration since we're gonna call this door related.
Yes, the door related Karening.
Oh, okay. Hey, could have been worse. Could have been worse.
All right.
I'm just wondering when you start asking about your male concubine.
All right, the three immediately move to block your way. Sir, hold on. What are you doing down here? Go upstairs, have some tea, relax.
Oh, I paid good money, all right, and I am getting very upset with the level of service and quality of this establishment. I am going to write to the Baldur's Gazette about the level of unsatisfaction I've received in my stay.
Roll an intimidation check. Normal, no advantage.
Can he apply his strength modifier to this?
No, he cannot. Look, you're welcome to write a nasty letter, whatever you have to do, but like, this area is employees only. You're not an employee. You're not wearing any clothes. You're dripping water all over the place. Come on, man. Be civilized. You're muted.
Did you just call me uncivil?
What'd you say, Matt?
Did you just call me uncivil? Me, a patron to this establishment?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't it?
What? Is it because I'm a dwarf? It's because I'm a dwarf.
Oh, no.
I'm pulling that card, all right? During this entire affair, is it possible for me to, like, glance around the room?
Yeah, roll perception. Roll perception check.
Anything out of the ordinary?
Not particularly. Not with a 10 on your perception check.
I mean, there's a sogging wet dwarf on the stairs. That's a little.
Yeah, that's the most unusual thing that you notice at the moment.
With being very passively aggressive, if that makes sense. Is it possible for me I want to try and pull the Karen? I want to pull the Karen card further and just try and push past these people, saying, no, I know your boss is down here somewhere.
Okay, roll a new intimidation check. If you fail on this, they are not going to let you pass unless you they're not going to just let themselves be bullied. They're going to use force.
Dude, this is the ultimate, man. This is a Wendy's meal.
Yes!
Yes.
Rock inspiration on that.
All right, roll intimidation with advantage.
Oh, yes. All right, let's do this. Big money. Aww.
No, they refuse.
Okay, let's be honest here. I have a -1 on all of these rolls. It's surprising that I got this far.
I'm honestly impressed.
It's not the length of a towel; it's how you use it, and you use it well, my friend.
You can just drop
by the way,
this
entire conversation, my towels has been slowly slipping off.
Dun, 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 ba, ba, ba.
Do they really want to wrestle a naked dwarf? I'm just saying.
Look, these guys, they work downstairs in a drug den. They've seen some shit. Unless you have an imp stuffed down your pants, it's probably something they've seen before. Let's be honest.
I was able to soak very nicely in some oil.
This man has carrots in his eyes.
You know, the lutein. It's good for your eyesight. Vitamin A. Yeah, no, Krozan. Basically, they're at the point where they're gonna
What happened to this game?
They're gonna get hostile if you don't stop pushing, and they're gonna, raise a ruckus and all that stuff.
All right, this is metagaming, but what should I do? Should I just back off? because ultimately we don't want. I don't know if Umberto's hurt or anything.
I mean, here's the nice thing.
I'm still dealing. Like for all you know, I'm still. You know,
There's
it's
more
still business as usual.
There's more stairs up there. You've definitely confirmed he's not in this area, but you have more stairs to go carrying it up when you can just leave.
Wait, where's more stairs?
There's this area has stairs that go up and down.
Well, I know that area.
Right.
I was
yeah,
up
you've
there
already
earlier.
been to the upper floor.
But there's a lower floor, isn't there, that goes
No,
down from this way?
No, it's like a halfway up
Yeah.
and up all the way.
You've got
a landing.
Exactly, it's a landing. So you've got the basement, you've got the first floor, and you've got the second floor. That is the extent of Joplin's.
So I think Krozan's gonna let the towel slide all the way off, and then just whip his ass out, and then walk sullenly up the stairs very slowly.
Boom, boom,
With
boom,
his
boom.
like dragging behind him like the copper tone girl with her teddy bear and just ass hanging out in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, all three of
Do they get disadvantage?
They're gonna roll will saving throws.
Constitution saving throw to vomit.
Save versus Dingleberry.
Oh no!
No, he's well cleaned. He's well cleaned. It's just like
yeah, I just got out of the bath.
Exactly. It's just that something that hairy. There's a lot of suds sticking there, you know. So they just see these two, soapy white cakes, and all three of them just stare as you go. Ugh. I'm gonna move you back up.
Okay. Guys, I'm helping. All right. This added nothing. This added nothing to the story. This entire thing
it was
nothing.
glorious.
Wait, so I'm sorry.
Every minute.
Mate, where do these go then? I see two staircases here. What do these do?
So this goes from the ground floor to the landing, and from the landing to the second floor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. All right, Krozan, do you have an end game at this point?
I'm just looking for Umberto. So
Okay.
I have an inkling he is down there because there's obviously 3 armed guards down there. It's just a storage area. Why?
From where he was on the landing, could he see? I know he didn't see much, but like, is there more to this area that for some reason like the map wasn't showing us? Because I'm sure was like poking around looking while he was on the staircase.
He's seen stuff you haven't seen. I believe he has area revealed that you do not have revealed.
Okay.
Right. So now
Krozan,
the end game is to go.
I was driving him last time. Can you turn that off for me?
Could Umberto hear him while he's?
I'm dead. I'm unconscious.
Well, what was the timing of all that?
Well, that's what I mean. This happened like right when
Umberto,
you were probably
roll a perception check.
Okay.
I'm setting a pretty high DC because you have to hear through walls and everything.
And I'm also being talked to and
yeah, you're surrounded by goons.
That being said,
perception.
Oh, let's pull on a Karen. Karens are not typically quiet.
Okay, you would have heard him. You would have heard Krozan demanding to speak to the manager.
I'm gonna say if there's anyone there, I'm gonna say, am I drugged at this point?
No, this would have been before you took because that stuff knocks you on your keister real fast.
I'm gonna say that's my associate. He's probably looking for me. I'm still good with this, but you might want to let him know when he can find me. I'll still play ball, but if he doesn't hear that I'm safe, there may be trouble. That's what he's here to do, is to watch my back. I'm sure you understand. Just let him know I'm cool. Just let him know I'm safe and I'm cool. I'll still do this. I'll still huff the laughing gas, and you just gotta tell him that I'm cool. Like,
oh yeah, no, we'll pass that along, no problem.
He will throw people if he's not happy. So if he starts throwing people, that means he's not happy. Just letting you know.
Yes, Darius.
I just want to clarify because I'm kind of confused. I want to make sure that as players, not as my actual character, but we know. It sounds like, what is it? Umberto thinks that this guy's still going to play ball with him. From what I heard, it sounds like he's just going to drug him, take his stuff, and say, "I'm not going to work with you. You've, bitten off more than you can chew, and this is done." Can you clarify what was being said and what is happening?
To clarify, what Umbarto said, "I'm still good with this," was the whole "we're not working together and you're going to drug me and kick me out." That's what he's okay with. Umbarto is clear that they will not be cooperating.
Okay, I
Right.
thought
This
Umbarto was
is
saying they were.
No,
So,
no.
okay.
He doesn't
basically,
believe that.
yeah. Basically, the agreement was I showed up. I said, "Hey, you want to buy some drugs?" They said, "No, we don't." And then it's like, "Okay, well, what do we do now? I can't just walk out. I
I'm just
know where
making sure.
you are." Like,
Okay, I
right.
thought you. Okay, I see. I thought you
So
were thinking
this is
the deal was still going
his.
on.
I'm buying his trust
Yep.
by allowing him to do this, which is why I didn't want you guys
Yes.
to bust down the doors and
And
I mean,
and you also
no,
marked me
Okay,
now.
we're just looking for you. That's all.
I did, but I didn't really have a choice. Like, and then that way, hopefully, you won't burn the place down.
Did
And
you though?
do you know who my parents are? I'll come find.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I grab it and I just huff it right then and there, like
Okay.
just to show him I'm committed.
And then we do
And
the
then-
saving throws like we did. Krozan, are you going to? All right, so we're gonna. Krozan, what is your search plan? Are you gonna search upstairs? Are you gonna search downstairs? Where are you going?
So I know he's not. He went in this direction. He's not upstairs. Obviously downstairs. Downstairs is guarded by a lot of people that is fairly suspicious by itself.
Mhm.
So now I'm gonna go and report back to the party.
Okay. As you come sopping out of the kitchen, you notice them preparing your food rapidly. Which exit are you gonna go out?
What exits are there? Is there one over here? No, that's
no,
the
but there is a
basement.
back door to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna straight back out.
Okay. A naked dwarf emerges.
I am absolutely naked.
Dude, wait, Krozan, where are your clothes and your belongings? Is it up in your room?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I was interrupted. I'm upset.
And are you
I
keeping
just went
the
full
key?
Karen mode back there.
Is the
Okay.
key like just nestled between your butt cheeks or something? Where are you keeping that key?
Holy baby, you don't want to know.
Okay. We're gonna cut unless Darius, runs over and he heads to. I'm actually Darius is gonna head over to the one-way inn, which again, there's all sorts of like just orphans and street urchins hanging out and staying hidden, and you notice guild markings on the place, basically denoting this as guild turf, outsiders not welcome.
But you said like with the use of their help, I was able to locate where the sewer was, right?
Yeah, if you give the thief's sign to Lucky, who's a half-elf cleric of Timora, she will, and you assure her that you're with the guild, she'll let you into the sewers.
Yes, I would like to do that. Just because we were able, through Robert, able to get some information on it, I would like to just inquire what her relationship with Joplin is, if there is any, or how she feels about that location. Not like I'm not going to be like, hey, we're going to go do a bus, but just like, hey, you and your kids stop by Joplin's at all?
Hell no.
And I want to see if I can find out what she knows about him. Mostly, I want to confirm, like, hey, do you know he's not on the up and up? Not that he's not just like a weird place, but like, did you know there's some bad shit happening there? Kind of a thing.
She does know he's paid up with the guild. He's in good standing with the guild, and he has a sewer entrance that he uses.
Okay, cool. That's all I want to find out. And yeah, I'm in good with the guild. Not gonna try anything salty or crazy, and just want to find out where that entrance is.
Okay, because we do need to get going, here's what I'm going to do. Matt, you are able to navigate your way to the sewer entrance of the place.
Nice.
This leads directly up into a grate that goes up above. But before we resolve that any further, we are going to roll a stealth check for Rhea Mantlemorn, please.
Who's rolling that?
I'm doing it.
Robert, go ahead. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. A few minutes later, the trapdoor opens, and a couple of armed goons drag Umbarto into the warehouse. They, however, immediately notice Rhea and the others nearby, including the unconscious mercenary who was just working for their boss, and the tiefling priest who is the target of that. As they stare at them in recognition, we're going to call it a day.
Nice.
So, You guys were very close to doing a recon operation that didn't go completely belly up.
Rage. Well, it hasn't yet. Those guys aren't associated with us. They haven't been spotted with us yet. You know?
I just
Krozan, you're on mute.
Where was Krozan in all of this?
You had met up, like, who would you have met up with? Like, if you met up with Rhea, if they flagged you down, Rhea would have pointed you over to Robert, because Robert's like the only other member of the party who's nearby who knows what the fuck is
so
happening.
I would have been with Robert then.
Yeah, I'll move you next to Robert.
And is Robert with Rhea?
No. Rhea,
Okay.
The mercenary, and the priest are all hiding out watching the trap door.
Okay. And they just saw me get back out.
Hold on. Heavy fog.
Oh.
Advantage on stealth. Roll one more stealth check for Rhea. This is advantage. This could change everything.
Come on, Nick. Come on.
Another natural one!
Are you kidding me?
Another natural one!
What's going on here?
Let nobody say that I am not merciful. Even if the dice are not. Okay, so we end the episode as they're like, what's that sound? You there, stop! Scene. So just to clarify, Darius is down in the basement, where I think he's probably going to overhear an important conversation. That's where we're going to leave off. Darius is down in the sewers, sneaking into the drug den. Krozan is standing naked in the street, dripping with soap, next to Robert, who is keeping an eye on the front door. Umbarto is just unconscious and getting dragged by these bad guys. And Rhea is over here with a tweaked out, drugged tiefling priest and a tied up mercenary. And that's where we're going to end our story. Thank you, chat, for tuning in and for your support. Join us next time where the Joplin bust goes completely south.
Okay.
GG, everyone. Bye.